This episode,
I review Australian horror movie Leviticus and the long Simon recommended movie Inglorious Bastards.
we discuss the rocky start for James Gunn's DC universe while examining the Supergirl film's development struggles.
And we talk about the recently announced Emmy nominations and what was overrated. What was overrated? I don't know. Trust me, I know.
Come on.
Come on, dude. Come on.
With new episodes airing every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, this is Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. I'm Simon Eady.
And I'm Adrian Pinter. Welcome to
episode. You were doing this again?
140. Well, dude, I was waiting for you, and you kept on nodding your head at me like an insane person.
I was saying go. It's your turn.
I don't think it was my turn.
Fine, let's do it again. Let's do it again together in sync.
It's not gonna work. Welcome. No,
episode 140. You do it then.
Welcome to episode 140.
Bam.
Good day, Simon Eady. Or not a good day at all, actually.
Oh.
Because I'm not sure if you're aware of this, man. I woke up this morning to some very sad news.
Yeah.
A freaking legend passed away, man. The day that we're recording this. Monday, July 13th, in the death of Sam Neill.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I'm very, very crestfallen about this, dude, because Sam Neill is such an integral part of my childhood with Jurassic Park, specifically. And it sucks, dude. This is another one of those, like when a famous person dies, and you deal, sometimes they pass away, and you're like, oh, that's sad. And then other times you're like, wow, that's really sad. That's impacting me personally on a level that I didn't think it would.
Right, yeah.
And Sam Neill is one of those guys for me.
Yeah. Because
again, I love Jurassic Park. Like it's one of my favorite movies ever. I grew up watching Jurassic Park 1 and 3, honestly, the most. Like all the time when I was a kid. It was like one of the movies that I would always watch if I got sick or if I was just at home or just if I wanted something. I have them on VHS. I had one of those small TVs with a little built-in VHS player, and then you'd put that in. And yeah, man, I woke up to this news and I was very saddened by this. It seems like he passed away peacefully, although suddenly surrounded by family, so that's always nice, but it was a bummer, dude. It was a bummer. So I thought, I don't know, man. Like, what about you? Like, are you a big Sam Neill stan? I know you like Jurassic Park as well. So I don't know if he was that integral to your childhood as much as he was to mine. Because you're quite a bit older than me. You're what, pushing 50, something like that.
Yeah, pushing 50. I didn't watch Jurassic Park until like way later.
Oh,
in my life. So I was like late teens, I think, when I watched it.
Damn,
pretty sure. I didn't see it until later, but he's cool. I feel like I saw him in the TV show Alcatraz first, which is kind of a strange thing to say.
That's funny that you bring that up. That was a J.J. Abrams produced show as well, right? If I recall, that Bad Robot.
I believe so.
One season, canceled.
Jorge Garcia
on a big cliffhanger.
Yeah. Not good there. And then what else was I thinking? He was recently in Invasion. Maybe I did watch Jurassic Park first. It would be weird if I saw him in Alcatraz first, but he was in Invasion and he was completely underutilized, and I was so disappointed. I'm like, you got this guy to do this, and you didn't even barely use him at all. What a waste of time. That show is that's like the worst show on Apple TV Plus. But yeah, Sam Neill, really cool. Yeah, like that film, Jurassic Park, is so huge, man, so huge. It's obviously huge now as a franchise, but even just the like Spielberg is such an interesting director because he's created so many huge blockbusters. But yeah, Sam Neill is integral to that movie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was really sad when I woke up. I saw the same news and I was like, it hit me too. It's like, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like we're hitting there's a lot of these actors. Like Catherine O'Hara was really sad.
Yeah, Lance Reddick kind of broke me a little bit as well. That made me fucking very sad.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. That's a good way to start the show. Just on
death, man.
High note.
Death sucks.
Yeah.
People die.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
It's true.
And that's a bummer.
It is. It is a bummer. It is indeed.
Hunt for the Wilder People also. Big call out on that one.
Oh,
that movie's amazing.
He's great in that too.
Yeah. He's remarkable in that.
He's awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm very saddened about that. I love Jurassic Park. You know, I would have loved to see maybe one more movie with him at the helm in the Jurassic Park franchise. I know he came back for Jurassic World Dominion, which wasn't that great of a movie, but it was still fun enough. But it is disappointing. It is disappointing, and God rest his soul. My condolences to his family.
Yeah. He was in Thor movies.
Was he?
Thor, I think he was in Thor Love and Thunder for sure. I'm not sure if he was in Thor Ragnarok, but I can't. No, he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Who was he? I don't even remember.
Actor Odin, like the Odin fake Odin.
Oh yeah, the cameo bit. I remember. Yeah.
So was Matt Damon, which is funny because Matt Damon just seemed to cameo in things for a little while, like constantly. He was just game, the cameo and stuff. Yeah, he's excellent. But okay. Yeah, this is a crazy week for me. Very, very busy this particular week, like this Monday to Sunday. It's just very jam-packed. Just too much to do. You know, dealing with the vet stuff with my dog and lots of things there. And then my work is like all jam-packed in the front of the week. I had this like big game night that was like fundraising for Sick Kids Hospital. So that was like a huge one. And I got home at like 12:30 in the morning yesterday from the Oakville, one of the Oakville stores for this fundraising like game night.
Did you guys raise money?
I raised some money. I helped to raise money for it as well. But they raised like $350. It was pretty good. It was good.
Doing like PSVR stuff?
Was that?
Like PlayStation VR stuff? I think I saw you logged on PlayStation. You were playing Gran Turismo. I'm like, I think he's doing some stuff.
I was. We should move on, Adrian. We should get into film and TV stuff.
Okay.
Like we do on Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. Adrian, what have you watched this week? As we usually begin our show, we talk about the things we've watched in the last 2 weeks, because our show airs every 2 weeks on Tuesdays. What have you watched in this last 2 weeks, Adrian?
Simon, before I continue, is there anything that you want to recommend me to watch?
Anything else?
No, just anything that you want to recommend me, because what's the rule? You're only going to recommend me one thing at a time?
But I did recommend you one thing.
Yeah, what did you recommend me, man?
Inglorious Bastards.
Which I watched, Simon. It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's done.
It's been done. I finally watched it.
Contract fulfilled.
Contract fulfilled, dude. I'm getting some experience points. I watched it. I watched it on Netflix because they re-released it on Netflix. I should have just rented it. Because golly gee, did I enjoy this movie, Simon? The answer to that question is yes. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie's really cool. It's set in 1940s in France, actually, during World War II, the height of Hitler being Hitler and all that, and follows a few different character groups, which is kind of interesting. Most notably, I guess, two. One being the Inglorious Bastards, and then the other being a Jewish woman named Shoshana, and then the people that she's surrounded by. And the setup of the movie is, it's like this tiny town in France, and the Nazis pull up to this house with this guy that lives there. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen like that meme of Christoph Waltz being like, "Are you hiding enemies of the state?" And that's kind of the setup of the movie. And I mean, everyone knows this. The man won an Oscar for this frickin' role for Best Supporting Actor. But Christoph Waltz is so frickin' remarkable in this movie. It's crazy. And the way, not only like his line deliveries, the writing in this movie is superb, start to finish. Again, Quentin Tarantino, he's a master at what he does. This, Love and Feet, and being an asshole. Top three things Quentin Tarantino is good at. And Christoph Waltz in this is just unbelievable. Like, his line delivery is great. He's a genuinely terrifying character every time he comes on screen. And there's these constant, there's these moments. It's cool because I feel like he's not, he's used the perfect amount in the movie. So that way, anytime he pops up, there's this feeling of dread that you immediately get. And I think that really really pushes him to just be this like awesome character, this awesome Nazi, for lack of a better, like he is a Nazi, but not like awesome in like a good way, but like awesome as in like a great character. And it's, you never know what he's thinking. It seems like he's always playing like the person he's talking to. And, like there's a scene like partway through the movie where he's like sitting down with, a woman, and you don't know if he knows who she is, and like orders like a kosher, like a non-kosher Danish, and orders her like a glass of milk, like little things like that, where you're like, okay, this motherfucker knows what's going on. And it's so well done, man. All of it. There's not a weak link throughout the entire movie. There are these essentially points in the movie that are just like, or cameos in this movie. Like Mike Myers is in this movie as an example, for a very brief role, but like very memorable. And I just think start to finish, it's awesome. It's chapter based as well. So it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Easily digestible because of the way it's kind of separated, and how these two plot lines that are kind of moving forward concurrently eventually intersect in the end, like a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. It's awesome, dude. I loved it. This is a fantastic recommendation on your part. I know you've obviously watched it again. You recommended it to me. Do you remember, like, was there anything specific that kind of that you were like, Adrian's gonna love this, like a specific scene maybe, or something that like really was like, I gotta watch this?
Well, you like Tarantino's movies, and this movie is excellent.
Yeah.
And you seem to like Christoph Waltz.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's been a couple times where you're like, Buongiorno. And that's really what did it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. I figured you like good movies generally. And I feel like it was a low chance that you wouldn't like this one. Like this one is also, there's also the element of how it ends. I feel like it's really interesting the way that the movie completes. Like it's a really neat third act, and so I thought that you'd be impressed with how they do it. It's cool. I really like it as well. I mean, it's not like it's not in my top 5 movies or anything like that. I really like it. It's just it was one of your blind spots as well. You just mentioned many times I haven't seen this. Whereas like Indiana Jones, I thought you might like, but I'm like I wasn't sure of. I thought for sure this one you would like.
Yeah,
because Tarantino's writing is always sharp. The actors are all like on point the whole time. It's just, it feels like it's just a no brainer in some way from that angle. And it's just, there's something about Tarantino's movies. The dialogue is sharp. Yes. But also there's an element of like the violence is so crazy. And I know that you like the shocking violence and things. You just get excited. Sometimes I watch you not watch you, but hear you beside me in a movie theater. You're like, or something like that. You like to make that noise. You know what I'm talking about? So that's also part of it too, which is fair, but that's just a Tarantino kind of feat. And this one is like a pretty rocking ride throughout from what am I remembering? I haven't watched this in many years. This is like a movie I feel like I saw 15 years ago or something. 10 years at the very least. When did it come out actually? It came out in
2009.
2009. Yeah, so that makes sense. Probably 15 years. That makes sense. Yeah, so cool. I nailed it. Yay, woo.
You did nail it. You did nail it, man.
Really, Tarantino nailed it. Is really what happened.
I didn't
do shit.
Yeah.
But
you didn't do fucking shit.
I know. But it was crazy that you hadn't watched it after I had recommended it for that long. Not crazy you hadn't watched it, because there's just too many movies. We've talked about this before, but this idea that people will be like, oh, you haven't seen that? It's like, oh yeah, I always am tempted to turn around and say, oh yeah, you haven't seen this, and this? Like, shut up, man.
Yeah. I'll kill you.
Ridiculous.
I'll kill you with this knife, is what you say.
How dare you? Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. But yeah, really great, man. Honestly,
it's funny quite a bit as I remember it as well. I thought
it's very funny. I think like Quentin Tarantino, I know they're not like comedy movies, but I feel like there is just an air of comedy throughout all of his films. Like from, again, even like I feel like The Hateful Eight might be the most serious one. Just trying to think. Or Django, I guess, because it's literally dealing with like slavery.
But it's funny too, if I remember.
Yeah, it is. Like all of them are funny. And I do love, I want to point out, I do love that Christoph Waltz won an Oscar for playing one of the most racist people like I've seen in film, like a not literal Nazi. And then he also won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in Django for being like the least not racist person.
Right. I love that he flipped roles. Yeah. That's really cool because there was back-to-back films. He got to be a disgusting person, and then he got to be like a hero, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, everyone in the movie's like really great. You know, Melanie Laurent, who she plays Shoshana, who's one of like the integral characters, kind of arguably the main character in the movie. I just think she's awesome. And her kind of subplot of this almost like Nazi romance thing, like in France where she's at with Daniel Bruhl's character. And you're like, oh, like maybe there is a nice Nazi actually, like he's just doing his job, and again, just little things. Like there's a lot of clever bits in it. Again, Brad Pitt's really good in it. Eli Roth is awesome in it. I just love like the character of the bear Jew. It's just some like the build up to that moment, like of the bear Jew reveal. I'm like, this is awesome. Everyone, not a weak link. And yeah, hyper violent and fun. And I really enjoyed it. Start to finish.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah, man.
Right. Anything else you watched?
I've watched two other things of note. One, I'm going to talk about. Should I do? What do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about a show, or do you want me to talk about a movie? Let me know. Care. Should I do a movie sandwich where the show is the meat?
Sure.
Okay, then I'll talk about the show.
Well, hold on. That doesn't make any sense because then the show is the sandwich. It's a show sandwich.
It's a show sandwich. Yeah, I guess you don't say it's a sourdough sandwich.
But you do say it's a compliment sandwich, and that's wrong.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually
a compliment sandwich is like they for some reason talk about the bread as it's bread. The bread is the compliments, and the meat is the insult or the criticism, whatever. I guess constructive criticism is better. The insult.
A constructive criticism sandwich. It just doesn't flow off the tongue as well.
Yeah, but it's not accurate because I'm not eating a bread sandwich. Okay.
Yeah. So you want me to make a show sandwich where the movie's the bread?
Yes, just do it.
Okay. Wow. Don't yell at me. You don't have to shout at me. Okay. I watched a 6-episode miniseries.
Okay.
That's actually a Netflix original miniseries, Simon. I don't know if you've heard of the show Crashing. Not the one you watched with that one comedian, but the one I just watched.
Different Crashing,
That's UK based. It's written and directed by Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It was the lead up to her Fleabag TV series, if I recall correctly. And it is awesome, dude. This is a Netflix original series for international markets, but I think it aired on Channel 4 in the UK. And again, 6 episodes, about 20, 30 minutes each episode. Just a perfect bite-sized like TV show. I watched it with my wife. She really loved Fleabag. And then again, like I've been meaning to watch the show for quite a while, and we were kind of in between shows. So I thought this was like kind of a good jumping in, like let's kind of watch this. And it centers around like a group of people that they are like, what do they call it? Like property managers? Not necessarily like property. Pardon me, sorry.
What
did you say?
I feel like there's a delay sometimes because I like talk and you like react way later. It's
okay.
I just said managers. And you're like, pardon me, sorry, and like completely derailed the whole your whole sentence.
Yeah, you did. You ruined it.
Paragraph.
And that's on you. That's
Essay.
on you. Yeah. They're called property guardians, actually, and it's essentially like a scheme that in the UK where people can sign up to be property guardians, quote unquote, and they will live in like an abandoned hospital that's going to be like torn down eventually. But they're there to like, make sure that, the property is kept in good condition until it eventually is like torn down or whatever. And it's like these, group of 20-something-year-olds, some are a little bit older, that live in this and kind of the shenanigans they get up to. And really the inciting or like where it starts off is Lulu, who's played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She doesn't live there yet. She's actually going there. And her childhood best friend, Anthony, lives as a property guardian in this hospital that they're living in. And he's engaged to this woman named, I forget the character's name, so whatever. And it's like they were best friends since childhood, and then it almost immediately becomes like a will they, won't they? Like, is he going to leave his fiance for a Phoebe Waller-Bridge character? But that's not really the main focus. It's just like how these human beings live together, and it is just as funny as Fleabag. Very human, like very real characters with a level of zaniness that just like again adds to like the comedic factor throughout it. Funnily enough, Jonathan Bailey is actually in this show, probably best known for his role as the one guy in Jurassic World Rebirth. That's the only other thing I've seen him in.
I think Wicked is where he would be most known, no?
Wicked? Is he in Wicked?
Yeah.
Oh, I never watched Wicked. Oh, isn't he in that other show on Netflix, Bridgerton? He's in Bridgerton.
Bridgerton would probably be the most well-known. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a very popular.
But anyways, I know him best from Jurassic World Rebirth and then now this show. And I haven't seen the things that he's most popular in. Gotcha. But it's just like, yeah, again, a group of 20-something-year-olds, wacky characters kind of living together and dealing with, like horniness and life and work and just the interpersonal drama in the friend group while, just being consistently funny. And again, I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge always nails that comedic tone with a sense of somberness and like sadness. I think Fleabag, like season 1 is probably the best example of like a very like sad, like damaged human being dealing with, awful stuff while still being hilarious. And then season 2 is kind of the light that comes out of it. And this show, it leans a little bit more into that season 2 camp where it's like more light as opposed to the overarching sadness from the first season. But I'm a big Phoebe Waller-Bridge stan, dude. Again, I think Fleabag is one of the great TV shows of all time. This show's awesome. I'm very excited about her Lara Croft, like Tomb Raider show. Me and my wife, I think, are going to start watching Killing Eve after this because she's the creator of that show, and she did the first season, and then I know she passed it off to, I think, Emerald Fennell and then someone else. The only thing I'm worried about Killing Eve, though, is that apparently it goes downhill quite dramatically. Like the 4th season is not well liked, and that's the final season. The 3rd season's kind of middling, and then the first 2 seasons are viewed very positively. So I'm kind of like, do I just watch the first 2 seasons? Do I watch, all 4 seasons? So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, again, I really like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I'm very excited again about the Lara Croft show because I'm curious how she's going to bring her writing style to something more presumably action, action heavy. And I talked about how my wife and I tried watching the Mr. and Mrs. Smith show, and then we kind of bowed out fairly early on. Makes you wonder like how good that show could have been if she was at the helm and like she was the one writing it. I like Donald Glover a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely vibe with her more than him in regards to the writing style.
You didn't love Atlanta? I feel like
I really liked the first season of Atlanta, the only season I watched of that show.
Right.
But I don't remember it as fondly as like a Fleabag.
Yeah, they're both critical darlings, like both of those shows. Like,
so. But all I know is I didn't really like Mr. and Mrs. Smith that much, and I feel like I would have probably liked it if she was at the helm. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, it would have been both of them. So there's that.
Well, maybe he would have bowed out due to creative differences instead of her.
Instead.
Okay. Maybe that's what would have happened.
Isn't that critically acclaimed as well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Like, isn't that a really well-regarded show?
I think so, but not for me. Let's see.
Okay. It's a 90, yeah. Very high.
What's the audience score? I'm curious.
66. I don't care about the audience score. The audience score is nonsense.
Well, I care about the audience score when it matches my opinion, Simon. So.
Yeah, perfect. So like, does it mean it's all irrelevant then? The numbers are pointless.
It means a lot when it matches my opinion. So
yeah, right.
That's what I'm going to stick with.
Okay.
All right. And then
let's get to the bun. Let's get to the bottom bun. Hopefully the bottom bun is as good as the
top bun. No, it would be the top bun, Simon. You don't build a sandwich from top down. You don't build a sandwich from top down. That's absurd.
Oh, you're starting with okay, so this is the top bun.
Yeah.
It's got sesame seeds?
Yeah, I'd probably put a little bit of sesame seeds on this bun.
You built the bun. Okay.
I made it from scratch. I've done buns before. I've made buns from scratch before.
Poppy seeds as well?
No, I wouldn't do poppy seeds.
Okay.
I do like poppy seeds though. Like a poppy seed cake.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, that's some good shit right there. Is it true that if you eat like a bunch of poppy seeds and then you do a drug test, you'll be positive for opium, or is that like one of those myths?
I feel like it's true, right? But it's just it's be trace levels, right? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't know if you remember. I asked the question actually, so I was hoping you would have the answer.
You just said, "Is it true?" I figured that you saw.
True?
I don't know. Yeah, I get it. I just figured that you saw it somewhere. You never looked it up at all. Okay, I'll look it up here while you describe your top bun here. So what is it?
Okay, so my top bun, Simon, it's another movie I watched in theaters. I actually went to the Princess Twin for this one, man.
Oh, okay.
And it is a horror movie, an Australian horror movie for that matter, called Leviticus. Are you familiar?
Yes, I'm very familiar.
How familiar are you? You watched the movie as well?
No, I'm familiar because I literally listed it in our segment for what's coming up. That you forgot it was coming up that week.
Yeah.
So
okay. So you are very
more familiar at that time than you were. Consuming certain poppy seed food products can lead to a positive urine drug test resulting for opiates.
Okay.
According to ufhealth.org.
Crazy. Interesting.
Yep. So how is Leviticus? That's like the movie in which it's like it takes place at a conversion camp, right? Or am I crazy? Did I just imagine that based on the trailer?
So I know where you're coming from. It doesn't actually take place at a conversion camp. Okay. So it takes place in a small town in Australia that is very like hyper Christian.
Okay.
So the conversion therapy is kind of the backdrop of the movie. So, but instead of it being like a conversion therapy camp, imagine if conversion therapy was a weird demon thing out to kill you because you're gay.
You're saying it's a metaphor. There's no actual conversion therapy because that was a weird way you described
There is conversion therapy, but it's a priest doing conversion therapy.
So it is. It's just not a conversion therapy camp. You're just saying
it's like one event, and the guy is like, I'm summoning a demon to get the gay out of you, to scare the gay out of you.
I understand.
To beat the gay out of you, to kill the gay out of you.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's interesting, this movie.
Obviously, this is a horror movie.
This is a horror movie, indeed. And it's cool because the inciting incident of the movie, the way where like kind of goes off from like the main point
gay.
of where. Well, yeah, of course, they are gay, the main characters. Yeah. The two main characters, it's Name and Ryan. Those are the two main characters. Name's kind of the main character. You're following his perspective. And then Ryan is the guy that he fancies. Long story short, they both have the gay demon trying to get the gay out of them. But the gay demon, the cool thing, this is shown in the trailers. I don't want to like spoil much because there's some stuff that aren't really told in the trailers, but the demon thing that's out to get you looks like the person that you have like a crush on or that you're in love with. So, and they will show up when no one's around. So you might think like, oh, like, you know, Name will be like, oh, that's Ryan. I got to go talk to him. And then he like goes there and he wants to do gay stuff with him. And then gay demon Ryan will like try to kill him. And that's kind of like how the gay demon works in here. I'm saying gay demon, but I think it's just a regular old demon. I don't know if the demon's homosexual itself, but the kids are.
I guess this would be a spoiler because it's probably in the trailer. So the question I have is this priest, just don't answer it if it's a spoiler. Is this priest summoning this demon to make them not gay then? That's the idea. He knows what he's doing. Like he's had this be successful because in the trailer, the demon is just going after I guess I thought the idea was to frighten them to not be gay because it's in the face of the person who they're in love with. But that doesn't really make sense if it's trying to kill them, as you described.
It's trying to kill them if they.
So,
but
what the hell? How is that going to work? If they're dead, they're not going to not be gay anymore. They're just going to be
true. They're going to be
gay and dead.
Yeah. They are. But I think the point is like the demon is there. It's almost like a succubus or like an incubus. Like it's there, and it'll be like, oh, come over here. Let's do gay stuff together. Like, let me jerk you off or something. And then it'll like, you'll like think that you're doing it with the person that you have a crush on or that you're with. And then it will like try to kill you. So it'll like kind of like come after you, but it's typically in situations like you have to almost like, want to do sexual stuff. At least that's what I got from it. I guess maybe I'm off base.
I suppose the moral of the story is conversion therapy sucks and doesn't work anyway. So it's the same shit.
Yeah. And it's cool
in some way.
Yeah. And it's cool because there's also like kind of the metaphor of like how far is a parent willing to go to make their kid not gay? Like, are they willing to lose their child? And in this case, like literally lose them because they might die. And like, what impact does that have on the parent after that? So it does a lot of cool stuff. The movie isn't, it's fairly slow paced, and it is like, it's short. It's like 88 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
And it does a really good job kind of building anxiety in these more anxious moments. It's not really like a jump scare movie. However, there is a jump scare in the movie, a single one. And I went with my buddy Jackie. I took him out for his birthday. We had a nice little date. Went out to dinner and then took him out to this movie. And I've never heard a human being scream so loud in a movie theater. Like he got so scared. He's not a big horror movie guy. He likes horror movies, but admittedly he gets very scared from these horror movies. So he screamed so loud, and I honestly was wheezing for probably 5 minutes. I hope we weren't too annoying, but other people around us in the theater were kind of giggling a little bit after he screamed. So I think people got a nice entertainment out of my pal there. My criticism of this movie, though, is even though it's only 88 minutes long, I feel like it drags on a little bit too long, in the sense of like it does the same stuff over and over again. It's like, name is like, oh, is that Ryan? Or is that the demon that's going to kill me for being gay? And it's like, and it gets almost annoying. Specifically, you get to the third act and he's like still falling for it. And I'm like, brother, like how are you doing this? And I guess again, maybe that's another like kind of metaphor. It's like love makes you think irrationally. He's meant to be a teenage kid. So again, teenagers are just inherently stupid. So maybe that's the point, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating to watch. Yeah. And how the third act plays out is just, again, consistently frustrating with the choices that the character makes. Because they set rules throughout the movie where the demon can only get to you if you are alone. If you're around other people, then you're okay. And they eventually show a way to not combat the demon, but again, keep the demon away from you. And they set that up and they show it, and then he doesn't use it at an opportune time. Oh. And it's like, dude, if you're a fucking normal person, you would just be doing that the entire time. And I guess it takes away from the spookiness. But again, it by the time we got to the third act of the movie, it made me more frustrated than anything, which is disappointing because I thought the first two bits of the movie were actually really cool. I think the start of the movie is awesome. And again, the tension building throughout the film in the midpoint is really great. But I think it just fell apart for me. It went from a 4.5 down to a 3 by the time I was done with it. So a pretty substantial drop, which is a shame. Because I think the movie itself is still worth watching. Again, it's a brisk, 90 minutes, and I just think it fails in landing the ship fully. I do like the ending itself, though. It's a satisfying conclusion, but again, it's there's these moments where it's just the kid doing the dumbest fucking things, and it's why are you doing this? Come on, man.
Right.
We're both in the same movie for the last 70 minutes. Like, why are all of a sudden you doing these things? So
Yeah.
anyways.
Okay.
But all in all, good stuff. Recommend it. Out of those three, what's the best thing I watched, Simon?
Glorious Bastards.
I think it would depend on the day, but yeah, probably Inglorious Bastards right now. But Crashing, absolutely remarkable as well. I loved Crashing. I love the Wahlberg stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just figured that Crashing would have been like, oh, this is really good, but Fleabag is where she hit her stride, you know?
I mean, she definitely did.
That's what I feel like would have happened.
She definitely did hit her stride with Fleabag.
Started with Crashing, right? And then Killing Eve, and then is that right?
I think.
And then Fleabag?
I don't know, actually. When did Killing Eve come out? I feel like
it's old.
2018 to 2022.
Oh, that's way newer than I thought.
Fleabag
is older, I think, right? Fleabag's like 2017?
Fleabag, the first seasons was 2016.
2016? Okay.
So I think he did. Year. So I think she did Crashing, Fleabag, Killing Eve, and then did Fleabag's second season.
Because Crashing was also 2016, am I correct?
It was indeed. It released 2016 as well, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Cool, man.
Yeah. What did you watch, you son of a gun?
I watched a few things. We'll kind of bounce back to them eventually because I think you will have watched. You will have watched one of these things eventually. But there's the other thing I watched, which is this movie you watched. You talked about last bye week, I guess, the last episode of this podcast, which is Hoppers. I watched the Pixar movie Hoppers, and it is really good. It's really good. I like it a lot. I think the animation's really great. Pixar just kills it every time in that regard. I do think that it jumps the shark a little bit too much, though, at the end. Like, it does a little bit too much crazy stuff to the point where I started to wonder, like, how does this world work? Because these, like, this is Avatar, but for animals, as you described it last episode.
Beavertar.
But the idea of the animals being, they're almost too smart, and there's elements of that kind of leach in and make you question, like, how does the fundamentals of this world work? Because it's basically our Earth, but then they're kind of like showing you that these animals are, I don't know, they're almost Toy Story-esque in some way to describe it. But I don't know. I liked it a lot, though. I think it's excellent. It's truly excellent. And Pixar rarely misses for me from what I've seen of their output. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very good. I really, really liked it. That's the Hoppers. You talked about it last week. I pretty much agree with you on most things. It's not a 5 out of 5, but it is very good for me. That's the only thing I don't agree with you on is the perfect score, the masterpiece score, I would say. Because you said it was 5 out of 5. You don't rate everything, but you said this one was. I think you did. You said it was.
This one was a 5 out of 5 for me. Yeah. It's probably. It's definitely in top 3 movies of the year for me.
Top 3. Oh, 5 out of 5, and it's only top 3. Well, so top 5 out of 5 is Obsession. This movie. Yeah. Hoppers, and then what was the third?
Bone Temple.
That was a 5 out of 5.
Maybe it was a 4.5 out of 5. Oh, okay. But either way, then top 2 or 3. I don't know what I would rate it right off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay.
I love Bone Temple though. I loved the Bone Temple.
It was very good. It was very good indeed. The other thing I watched is Star City. That's something you will probably not watch, but you should. It's a spy drama. Course, like, it's basically the correlated spin-off from For All Mankind. So For All Mankind, of course, is about the space race in the 60s moving onward into like the 2000s, basically, eventually, as the seasons go on. Like, it time jumps really, really well. But the Americans don't make it first to the moon, and so therefore they can't let it down, and they keep the space race going constantly. But the Russians make it there first, and Star City is the flip side in showing the Russians' point of view at Star City. In Russia, in the Soviet Union, and showing what the Soviet Union is, like how they're operating in this alternate timeline, and how Star City is operating, and how everything's like locked down, and how the KGB is watching people, watching all the astronauts, watching the engineers, and making sure that they're not doing anything. It's more of a spy show, actually, than it is a space show in many respects. And it's kind of like that intrigue and the mystery of again, a spy drama of these astronauts just trying to go to space and explore space is what their goal is. But the KGB being like, no, we're just doing this for Mother Russia, and it's really just you're doing this. It's kind of it's neat, and it's just it's cool. But it's like constant surveillance, and you're just watching this. It's Rhys Ifans of many different properties, but obviously in House of the Dragon, which is like a big show running now, House of the Dragon fame, I guess. He's really great. in this show. He's like one of the core characters in that first season. I'm almost done. We're just nearing the end. The last thing I watched, Adrian, and it is truly excellent. And I'm not going to say now because I'm not near the end. I'm not quite near the end, but I'm 5 episodes in, is The Bear. It's really, really good. So The Bear season 5, its final season, is really, really, truly amazing. It's interesting how the format of the show is compared to the other seasons, though, and you'll catch on to what I mean as you watch it. I've
also watched the first 4 episodes of this season.
What the heck? You didn't mention it. It's not.
I was just going to bring it up when I finished it.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when it's done, I think, more in detail. But one thing I will say that's definitely unique, and it's unique to this season in particular, other than the format and the way the show is like done from a like almost a scheduling. What am I trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Timeline perspective, the way it's done there. But I think one of the most unique things about the season as well is the fact that it's produced by Hans Zimmer in terms of the score, and you can tell distinctly that this musical score is different than the other ones. It's still composed by the same like composer. It's Christian Lundberg, but Hans Zimmer produces the score, and you can tell it's got like a pacing thing. The music is, honestly, to use a phrase that you use often or a term, it's just banger after banger. It is kind of similar, like the music throughout, but it just it feels like every time I get to the credits, I'm like, yeah, we're rocking now. But it's just there's an element of how the show is like the music is helping. Like the tempo of the music is like helping the show along as it goes. It's just really it's really cool. I like the music in all of The Bear and all of the seasons, but I feel like this it works really well with this particular season because, again, of how the timeline of this particular season is running. I think it really helps it a lot. I think it's like overall it's very fully realized. Like every part, it's almost like how the restaurant The Bear is kind of is the sum of its parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all working together, and how this movie is made, like the show, sorry, is made up of all of this solid writing, the solid acting, directing, the way the cinematography, the way it's shot, and the way the music works and the sound design and stuff like that. I feel like it all is coming together in its final season in a really strong way. And critics agree with this. Rotten Tomatoes seems to love it. I think both. I think it's both audience score. I'm gonna double check that. I think it's both audience score and the critics. They both love it. This isn't clicking in here. I should go. Let's see here. Season 5. I'm in a spot where it's just showing me all the seasons, but I'm trying to find Anyway, you get my point. I'm assuming you like it as well quite a bit.
Yeah, I really, really like it. I think it looks, it's really awesome. There is like a different feel to it and kind of a different pacing, which I really am happy about. Did you watch Gary leading up to this?
I did. So I watched Gary leading up, and I love how it connects. It connects in such an interesting way. I really like how it connects. It's subtle. I feel like a lot of the show is subtle anyways.
Yeah.
Until it's not, kind of thing. It's like definitely stress inducing at many times, but it has some subtleties to it, and it's certainly Gary, the road trip with Mikey and what the hell is his name?
John Berthel.
Cousin. No, that's Mikey.
Oh, sorry.
John Berthel. Evan Boss. Background. But his cousin. Everyone calls each other cousins, so it gets Richard.
Richie.
Yeah. Anyway, it's cool. It's neat. It's neat. There was something really you described this for Crashing, I think, but it's like it's something really real about this show. There was like them talking, just the banter of these two friends in this car as they're traveling to Gary, which is a town in, I can't remember is it
Indiana?
Illinois?
It's Gary, Indiana.
Oh, it's Indiana. Oh, it's Indiana.
Yeah.
So they cross the state
It's
line.
really cool.
Like the banter feels really realistic. It feels like two friends, and I feel like we're just like looking in on their relationship, which is really, really neat because it's just like a snapshot of their lives. It's like a slice of life type episode. But
yeah, it is. Yeah, there's like it just again, both these shows again with Crashing, they're very different compared to The Bear. But yeah,
sure.
there's this very human element where it's like, I know people like this. I've heard people talk like this. It doesn't seem like people are talking like they're reading a script or that it's like overdone. It's like, no, these are human beings just like interacting with one another. You put these perfectly realized characters into this situation. How are they going to
react?
Talk? And it is exactly that. And yeah, like again, the Gary bit as well. It's just, I don't know, there's little things. It even goes to places where I wasn't expecting. Again, the Bear is Hulu, I guess, and everything like that. But just like the way they talk to each other, and like, I mean, there's like multiple moments where Mikey literally like calls Richie, is like, "What are you, like, retarded or something?" And it's like, it's a product of the time. This is like, pre, like people really thinking about, like, I don't know, everyone back in the day, everyone said retarded, I feel like. And it's just like, they didn't shy away from that. It just felt like this is a period piece. This is when it's taking place. This is the type of people they are. And yeah, it really hit the spot. And I agree with you. It is a really good lead up. It's subtle. And it's just like the entire episode is like, yeah, it's just backstory in a way, but it still adds a lot to Richie's character specifically. And yeah, I love it, man. I'm very excited to keep on watching it. Again, I just didn't want to bring it up. I don't want to just like list shit.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I already talked about 3 things.
Right.
So
that's fair.
Anyways.
All right, my friend. It is now time to move on to the montage, a sequence of our show in which I briefly present at least 7 of the bi-week's smaller news stories as Adrian delivers a brisk verdict. All right, number 1. As announced by Netflix, Stranger Things actors David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown have been cast in a father-daughter spy drama from Netflix, A24, and adolescence series creator Jack Thorne.
Wow, that's a great creative team.
Indeed. Number 2, as reported by publication Deadline, Obsession director Curry Barker's next film will be based upon an original idea and will be distributed by Universal, Blumhouse, and Atomic Monster.
Is this separate from the Anything But Ghosts movie that he's doing?
I think so.
Okay.
This is, I think, because this was just announced in the last bye-week.
Okay.
And I think that Anything But Ghost thing was before, right? Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, that was like announced a little while back. That's with Bryce Dallas Howard and...
Oh, that was already filmed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was already... Yeah, that's done. This is different.
Filmed and coming out.
This is something else. So next film after that, then. Oh, okay.
But I think he's doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well.
Was that confirmed, though?
I don't know. I thought so. I thought it was.
We can get back to it. Maybe we'll look it up after this. But number 3, as Deadline reports, director Luca Guadagnino's film Artificial, centered upon Sam Altman and company OpenAI, has found a distribution partner in Neon after Amazon dropped out of the original distribution agreement last month.
Amazing. I wonder why they dropped out of that.
Yeah, no conflict of interest. Nothing there. Number 4, according to Deadline, despite the on-set controversy, actor Tom Hardy will return for season 3 of the Paramount Plus crime drama Mobland. He will reunite with the all-star cast of Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan for the upcoming season, assuming that Mobland is renewed after all the drama. I did not see that it was renewed, so maybe I missed it, but as of now, I don't think it's renewed yet.
What is the drama? Can we get back to that? I don't remember what the drama was.
We didn't talk about it, actually. Tom Hardy, apparently there's some kind of on-set controversy. He's not, he's kind of tardy to set and stuff like that. He doesn't come get there on time or something like that. So apparently people didn't like that he was, hanging out in his trailer and didn't show up to the set on time. It's all rumor in some aspects, so how much of it is true is unknown. But apparently the cast likes him. Like Helen Mirren, I think did a support post before he was... they were gonna maybe fire him, and they decided not to fire him, and that's what this story is. So we'll see. But this show honestly looks kind of interesting to me. I just don't have Paramount Plus, so that's the only reason I haven't really dabbled in it. But the cast is killer, so maybe I will do that in the future.
Cool.
Number 5, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the rights to the viral horror hit Siren Heads have been picked up by Warner Brothers after 5 studios bid for it in a bidding war. The very popular internet meme will be turned into a film written by Weapons director Zach Kreger and Whalefall director Brian Duffield.
Cool, okay. I don't really know much about the Siren Heads thing, except for it's the big Siren Heads.
Yeah, I thought you would know more than I. I was like, what is this?
It's like the big,
right. Yeah. Number 6, according to the Hollywood Reporter, a DC Universe Mr. Terrific TV series is in the works with Mr. Terrific actor Eddie Gathegi set to star and the Sandman series writer Alan Heinberg writing the pilot.
Wonderful. Mr. Terrific is one of the best parts of Superman, so I'm happy about this.
Number 7, as announced by star Vin Diesel on social media, production has begun on the 11th Fast and Furious film Fast Forever. The movie is set to premiere on March 17th, 2028.
Dude, I can't not wait for this one.
Okay. Number 8, the Michael Jackson biopic Michael has surpassed director Christopher Nolan's biopic Oppenheimer to become the highest grossing biopic of all time at the box office. The movie has earned $977 million thus far.
That's crazy. I feel like I forgot about this movie. Just kind of, it's one of those, like, it's like slow burns, you know, it's doing its thing, but you don't really hear about it.
It's incredibly popular. It's kind of crazy to me personally, but
I don't know anyone that's watched it. I don't know a single person in my life that's watched it.
Huh. All right. Number 9. As reported by publication Variety, after crossing the $800 million mark at the box office, Toy Story 5 is on track to surpass Toy Story 4 as the highest grossing Toy Story film of the franchise. Therefore, Toy Story 5 is also on track to surpass the Super Mario Galaxy movie at its $1.009 billion gross to become the highest grossing film of the year.
Crazy, dude. I forgot about Toy Story 5. Like, it like kind of came and went. Another one of those that are silently just like killing it. I got to watch this. I really want to watch this. I love Toy Story.
I guess it didn't come and go though for everyone else, just for you.
Just
like
for me. That's what.
Weekend after weekend, it's doing well. Is what my point is. At the box office.
Okay.
Number 10, as reported by Deadline, Heels and Loki showrunner Michael Waldron is writing the script for a Nova superhero film for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Cool. Like the Nova Corps?
Yeah.
Or the Nova character?
Yeah, Nova is related to the Nova Corps. Yeah.
Is there the Nova character in the Marvel movies yet?
Not yet. Right? I'm pretty sure. Having watched them all. I haven't seen Ironheart, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can get back to that in a second. And that concludes the montage.
Like, okay. Yeah, is Nova in the MCU right now? I don't think he is.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Apparently, Nova
is
a character that deals with, like, the Skrulls, but he's not really a character that deals with, like, the main cast that much, is what I was reading. I don't know that much about Nova at all. I just thought it was interesting because Michael Waldron is, like, he's kind of blown up at Disney for the Marvel stuff, Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. And honestly, it's kind of deservedly so because the things he touch typically turn to gold. Like they are solid in this kind of more shaky phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I'm impressed with what he's done. Heels is also a really well-regarded show. I think the Chad Power show is pretty well-regarded. He did that as well. I'm surprised you haven't seen that. I'm kind of shocked.
Because of Glenn Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious. He just has prosthetics on his face a lot of the time, and it's also about football. So,
shit! It's actually not well reviewed though. Oh, so actually maybe
Chad Powers.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of which,
that one is a weird example because that one is actually not that reviewed by critics. It's 59%, but an average popcorn meter of 84%. So the audience score is high. That's actually, I didn't realize that I wasn't well regarded, but I do. The only thing I really don't love by Michael Waldron, because he screen wrote this, is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think that isn't very good, but I think Loki is truly excellent. And I'm sure I would like Heels as well. I feel like it would be good if I had interesting in watching a wrestling drama, but anyway, so. Yeah, Loki's really good. We'll see what this movie becomes. It's interesting because this seems like a more obscure character, almost like the Guardians of the Galaxy were before they hit it big on the big screen because James Gunn took notice of them and added them to the canon there, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe canon, like the film universe. So I'm curious to see how that will do. But did you look up anything else? Because we talked about multiple things in the middle of that montage. I don't know if you wanted to go back to them before we get into the trilogy of topical tidings.
No, I think we're good. I'm trying to think. I guess I was going to look at the Curry Barker thing, and then there was another thing that popped up, and then I just kept on jumping out. Curry Barker movie, Universal. Is it? Oh my God.
I'm looking up Mobland while you do that, because I was wondering if it was renewed, because I forgot to check it just before we started. Because the last time I checked it was a couple days ago, and it hadn't been renewed for season 3. But I'll take a look. No, the last news, it seems like, there's no formal renewal, but the Tom Hardy news happened where Tom Hardy is returning to Mobland. Yeah, it was a crazy drama like that happened for a while. I was like watching it, like, will they fire Tom Hardy for not coming out of his trailer or whatever it was? It's like, I don't know. Should they? It's funny. Tom Hardy, I don't know if you remember this, but there's like a Tom Hardy clash with Charlize Theron on on Mad Max Fury Road. That was like a famous clash. Did you
Oh
remember
no,
that?
I don't remember that.
Apparently, like it was kind of a similar idea than what was kind of reported here. Is that Charlize Theron is very punctual and like on top of everything, like exactly, and Tom Hardy's kind of a bit of a wing it kind of guy. It seems like based on this, Tom Hardy's so good though, like as evidenced by like especially like The Revenant. But he's just such a chameleon. I feel like in many ways, and I've always been impressed with his him in all of the roles he's pretty much been in. He's like the Venom movies. I don't like them, but I just wanted to watch them for him, honestly, because he had such a like almost like a wacky New York accent in some way, but it felt like it was real. I just believed him. I don't know what it is. I just believe him in general whenever I watch him on screen. So like, Mobland is interesting to me. There was that show, Havoc. Remember that was Gareth? No, what's his name?
Yeah, Gareth Edwards.
Evans. Gareth Evans. Yeah, Edwards is Rogue One.
Yeah,
director. But yeah, Gareth Evans. I never watched it because it's reviewed badly. I'm like, oh, but I want to see what Tom Hardy would do with Gareth Evans. Like that combo of Gareth Evans, the director of The Raid Redemption and The Raid, that martial arts like franchise, making a like that was a similar idea to Mobland in very vague terms. In that wasn't it? Havoc was also based on like the UK crime scene, wasn't it? Or am I thinking of something different as well? There's another.
I don't know. I don't remember
thing.
it. I was gonna watch it, and then again, the reviews came out and they weren't particularly well regarded. So I kind of was just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So kind of just moved on from it. So
Homicide Detective, where though? Is it in the US? I don't know.
I'm gonna guess the UK.
I'm looking at Havoc. Is it the UK?
I'm just gonna guess.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't reviewed well. It's on Netflix.
The Curry Barker thing, it is a separate movie from Anything But Ghosts. So
yeah,
it's going to be, Cool. So we're all good there. We're all Sweet, good there.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready to move on to the trilogy of topical tidings?
I guess so, man. I guess so.
Okay. Let's do it. I can't even find Havoc on Rotten Tomatoes. What the hell? Doesn't even show up. I find Rotten Tomatoes is funny sometimes, their search. Like before Havoc came up, maybe I just didn't type it all the way and I hit the button. Oh, I did. Like a fool. That was my fault. This is completely my fault. I'm throwing shade. The audience score is really low on Havoc. It's 35%, 65% critics. That's the rub. Okay, Adrian, let's dive now into a trilogy of topical tidings, a component of our show where we discuss at least 3 film and TV industry news stories that have been somewhat zeitgeisty over the past 2 weeks. Adrian, the first one is a very interesting one because we just talked about this. We just watched this just before the last episode. It's a Supergirl piece that the Hollywood Reporter wrote. There's like a lot that came out about the process of building that movie, especially near the end of it, where they did multiple test screenings. But I'll read my quick blurb here and then I'll go into some detail. According to the Hollywood Reporter, DC Studios created 2 cuts for the Supergirl film. One created by director Craig Gillespie and one made by studio head James Gunn, which was made eventually. Obviously, Craig Gillespie was a director, so he was making the film before, and then they did multiple test screenings, and then James Gunn came in with his cut, and they did a bake-off. Apparently, they tested both of them because the film hadn't tested well enough for its December 2025 screen test. So into 2026, they did a few more screen tests, and then they did a bake-off. Is what the Hollywood Reporter Boris Kitt, the reporter Boris Kitt, was reporting on. He kept calling it a bake-off, which I thought was fun. It's a fun term. So they had a bake off for this, and so I had a little bit more details. But I mean, you can go high level thoughts on this. Did you read anything about this before we get into it?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. Do you want me to go into more detail, or do you want to talk about your thoughts first? It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, you can go into more detail, give the context, and we'll go into it. Yeah,
context. That sounds good. Okay, so according to the Hollywood Reporter, basically, again, Boris Kitt, Gunn and Gillespie had creative differences during the process of making the film to begin with. The first few test screenings scored in the 60s out of 100. So not very good. You kind of want to have a hit. So you want to be 80s, like 90s. You would want to have 100 theoretically, but they were not scoring that well. The final versions eventually had in the low 70s, scores in the low 70s, which okay. But that's not generally what they would want to be acceptable because, again, you want to test screen really high and then see what audiences think after. The Moonlight Moon Knight writer. This is an interesting part of this. The Moon Knight writer Jeremy Slater and Peacemaker editor Fred Raskin were brought in for the studio's version of the movie. So for James Gunn's cut to complete work alongside the existing team, which I thought was interesting. The Jeremy Slater rewrites are so fascinating. We can get into that in a second. But there's an element of Jeremy Slater that I'm like, just type in Jeremy Slater into Rotten Tomatoes. I don't. What is the fascination with this man? People love him. I'm not saying he's bad. I don't understand. Like, you're going to bring him in to fix this? It's an interesting choice. Mm-hmm. And then the other bits are the studio ran at least 4 test screenings and eventually then settled on the Bake Off test screening, with the studio-made version winning over director Greg Gillespie's. So James Gunn's cut won with his cut from Fred Raskin and some of the writing from Jeremy Slater in some of the reshoots. The final battle sequence was reworked during the reshoots process. That was a thing that had happened. And a cover of Girls Just Want to Have Fun was ditched for the final battle sequence in favor of the Jimmy Eat World cover, which was notoriously online, and you mentioned it during our review last episode, very controversial. So that was an interesting thing, is that the Jimmy Eat World cover was the thing that was chosen, but it seems to be the thing that is very controversial for a lot of audiences who actually watched the movie as it was released in theaters. 2 more points. Interestingly, Gillespie's version of the film, which was not chosen, scored more strongly on villain, which is something you mentioned specifically in your review, song choices, and pacing. And also you mentioned pacing, which I thought was interesting. Those 2 things were interesting. And you actually mentioned song choices technically just for that song choice in particular.
Interesting.
It's just interesting, but who knows what that means though, because we didn't see that version of the film, so it's unknown.
Yeah.
And then lastly, there is a quote here, and I don't know who it's from. This was interesting. So there's a rare statement from so the DC universe is being governed is a weird word, but it is being run by both James Gunn and Peter Safran. The longtime producer. Like, James Gunn's more of the creative and Peter Safran's the businessman. Is kind of what I always thought. But Peter Safran is a creative in some way too, because he's a producer, and producers are a little bit creative as well. Like, he's a producer in many things, but I feel like he's the business side of running the DC universe. And Peter Safran actually made a rare statement after the movie didn't do well, because it didn't do well in its first week, and then it really fell off a cliff in its second week for the box office. And I can take a look at the numbers in a second, but it did not do as expected, and it seems like it's going to lose lots of money in the end, which is unfortunate. But he made this statement, quote, Peter Safran did, quote, "While Supergirl didn't meet our box office expectations, it's just one component of a broader long-term strategy at DC Studios that we remain confident in," unquote. I just think that's interesting, because oftentimes a movie bombs and then nobody makes a statement. Nobody says anything. They're just like, okay, shh. And then they'll like, like Homer Simpson going into the bush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So typically they don't say anything. So I thought that was interesting too. But what were your high level, like, bird's eye view thoughts on this? Like, what did you think about what you read, and what maybe you learned something from what I read? But it's probably the same article. You would have read the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah, that's the one I read as well.
Yeah.
And it made me wonder, because when it all came out, because we talked quite deeply about Supergirl and how I was like, how can James Gunn like let this slip through the cracks? And then finding the news that he was essentially the one that kind of came in, created this version, or at least helped create this version, and this was the one that released, honestly shocked me. I was like, dude, just put it on the chopping block. Like, just do something else. Like, go back, do reshoots. There has to be something else that you can do to make this better. And I'm still kind of shocked about that, because again, this is the first project that is not run by him, that it's something, it's made by someone else to add into his existing universe. And I just feel like this was a fairly big miss. The other thing that I was thinking of throughout this is, you pointed it out, the 3 things that were rated better in Craig Gillespie's version were my 3 major criticisms of, I guess, this now studio version. And I was sitting there, I'm like, would I have liked his version better? It was longer. It was longer. I didn't say that. It was like 10, 15 minutes longer. Yeah. Yeah,
it
was 10 or 15 minutes longer. And I don't always align with the most popular opinion. I stand by the fact that I think Eternals is a great movie. Like, I love Eternals. It's slow. It's different. It's one of the most unique MCU movies, but people didn't like it. Critics didn't like it. Audiences didn't particularly like it. But for me, I was like, this is really great. So I was curious. I was like, would I have liked the Craig Gillespie Supergirl cut more because it would have been different? It would have been something in, I guess, Craig Gillespie's style. Because we put a lot of blame on Craig Gillespie when we were talking about that movie. I think you said something like, he maybe like this isn't a passion project for him. He was just kind of going in and just like, whatever. Like, I don't really care too much.
What I said?
Yeah. I think you said something along those lines.
In my defense for what I was saying was he maybe made his version of the film. And then this is actually, what's crazy is that they kind of revealed the thing that I thought happened. I thought in reshoots and in test screenings that the audience didn't like it. And then they kept cutting it and adding extra stuff. Do you remember me saying this? When I read this article, I'm like, that's what I said happened. And then they just kept switching things around and adding new things in. So they lost the morals of the actual story, like the morals, not the morals, but the moral of the story, the actual overall, what they were trying to do, the thesis, what were they actually looking to solve? The focus of the film was completely lost in the third act. And so my theory was that through consistent screenings that weren't going their way, they just kept cutting and adding extra things in. But my argument with Craig Gillespie is, because he's not really he's not a big blockbuster guy typically. He doesn't make these big films. He's talking to James Gunn, and James Gunn's just forcefully pushing back, and he's just like, you're right, I guess. You have had huge success. Like, what do I know? And like, that's my thought process. Whereas James Gunn, I feel like in his process to making Guardians or Suicide Squad, he's going to be like, no, we can't cut this out. I don't care. I'm leaving this in because I am passionate about this. That was kind of my point. I wasn't saying Craig Gillespie is kind of like, I was saying he was kind of leaving some of the passion on the table because he's like, I guess I don't know better because the test screenings, look, the proof is in the data. But I don't think making a movie is data run. So I'm not sure that this would have, you know what I mean? Like that's the crazy thing is I think I would have liked Craig Gillespie's cut because he had a vision and he made the movie. Like that's the idea. Like he knew what he was doing with the writer, the original writer. They were making something. I don't think the three pieces of why it would have been better were something that would have made me like it better. Because I still think that as long as the villain wasn't important, I still believe that firmly, that the villain is Supergirl herself, her own psyche, her own goal. Like she had to figure out, because that villain's just bland anyway. He's a generic villain. Even if you added 5 minutes of scenes with freaking Krem, what are you going to get? Like, he did a good job. Like the actor did a great job, but he's just a bandit. Like he's a boring concept of a villain. And I think that was purposeful. So I'm wondering if they actually solved the problem that I said, that the villain is actually Supergirl in the end. Like Kara is the villain. And then the claim was the villain scored better because he's going to score better when you actually focus on the things you were supposed to do. He just seems pointless. Like you keep focusing on him in weird ways, but then he didn't actually he did some weird things at the very end of the movie and the third act that I was like, what? It seems inconsistent. So I wonder if that, again, they recut and reshot the final battle. Maybe that final battle would have made more sense in some way. Anyway, sorry. Hopefully that clarifies things. But I wasn't shitting on Craig Gillespie. I was trying to say,
you said that you hated him and that he sucked.
It's a big studio movie, and I feel like he may be like, this isn't really my cup of tea. I don't do this, so I don't know. I'm not gonna put my reputation on the line for this particular thing. Like Your Friends and Neighbors, what a good show, and it was nominated. By the way, we're going to talk about the Emmys in a second. It was nominated for best drama. At the Emmys. So he knows what he's doing in many regards. They hired him, from my understanding, from this article, I think it said this, because of I, Tonya, because it netted Margot Robbie he was credited in some way for allowing the avenue for Margot Robbie to get a nomination at the Oscars for I, Tonya. So that was kind of like one of the reasons why James Gunn liked Craig in the first place. So anyway, sorry, I cut you off. Go on.
No worries. I don't really remember what I was saying anymore.
Minutes ago.
I literally don't remember what I was saying, but
yeah.
Well,
you were saying that Craig.
Sorry, go ahead.
You were saying the thing about Craig, about how you said
Craig,
that
the Craigster.
He's not passionate, but you were saying I blamed him, but in reality, you would blame James. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, you would blame James, and it's James's fault.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like we were both fairly harsh on James Gunn, like when we were talking about Supergirl as well. Just kind of like, had you let this slip, past the goalie or whatever.
Yeah.
Sports analogy I can put in here.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, again, I think this, what a missed opportunity. I just feel like this early in the DC run, he should have just had the foresight of like, if this isn't working, then go back. Like, don't release it. Like, it's okay not to release a bad movie. Like, I had friends that were like, oh, I heard Supergirl was like shit or whatever. And it's like, for one, it was getting bad press leading up to the movie because of insane people online. But now you actually release the movie. It proves these insane people on the internet that they're kind of right in the sense of this movie is bad. And that's what they were preaching, despite it being for totally different reasons. You should have just been like, okay, cool. We have a year until Superman. Let's take the extra 3 months, spend an extra however many $1 million and make something that's actually remarkable and kind of rework this a little bit. And I just think you probably could have made something still better than what we got with a little bit more time and care.
But they did spend the money. That is what they did. They bought reshoots. So. They bought rewrites. They did that, and it might have ruined it. Like that. In contrast,
yeah, fair enough.
The thing is it became a tale of two directors. It seems like, and that's just doesn't. When does that worked? And like there's one instance of that working, and it's a guy who came in with such vision and like purpose for what he believed. I think you might know what I'm thinking of.
Rogue One.
It is literally Rogue One. It's like there's like for a blockbuster where the movie's just not screening well or whatever. I don't know if that was the issue where some executives watched Rogue One and thought it was bad, or I'm not sure what ended up happening, but they knew there was problems with Gareth Edwards' version of the film. They're like, what's going on? Like, it's just not. I think it must have been test screening, and then of course Tony Gilroy comes in, he reshoots, rewrites lots of the scenes. And he's like he was quoted afterwards as saying, I just saw the exact problem they had with this movie. I wasn't even a Star Wars fan. I think he said something like, I never watched Star Wars or something like that. And he just saw the fundamental issues with it. My issue with this from when we talked about this last episode was I thought it was odd that the way it was reshot, I'm so curious about how it would have looked before it was all like cut up and changed. Because I wonder if like these guys were so close to it, they're like, oh, this is like he kept changing things and they forgot what they were making. Mm-hmm. And that is kind of what I said before. But the weird thing is, if you're James Gunn and you're doing this, you would think James Gunn would go in and say, oh, well, the main thing I'm concerned about always is character. And that's what was lost, in my opinion, because the main character wasn't the focus. Ruthie was weirdly the focus. Lobo was oddly the focus for some reason. At many points of the movie, I'm like, okay, he's entertaining, but why is he here? And then the villain was a weird focus that I'm like, why is this? Okay. But Ruthie was the weirdest one, like the companion to Kara throughout the film. Like, why is she a focus? It's weird. The Hollywood Reporter thing doesn't mention this, so maybe I'm out to lunch, but I felt like the character aspect of it, like story and character, were missed. Like they were just forgotten about. But I want to defend James Gunn for 1 second, actually, because I actually think here's the thing that's a problem. Just picture this, okay? This guy is writing and directing Superman, Man of Tomorrow. He just came off of Superman. He just came off of it, the press tour, etc. He's making sure that Lanterns works out, that Clayface works out, that Supergirl works out, that his next foray potentially into Peacemaker maybe starting to spur up. There's lots of things he's trying to generate. He's also trying to figure out what was that movie that got canceled with the people in the silver suits or whatever. The
Authority.
The Authority, right. That just didn't work out. And he was just trying to make these all work. And he's trying to get this all to work. And he's literally directing a movie and writing one at the same time as he's trying to fix Supergirl. And he's just like, imagine, did the guy even get sleep? Like, I can't even imagine how much work that would have been. We look at like the executives, like look at Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige ain't directing and writing anything. He's going in and trying to fix things from the outside looking in. James Gunn's so close to it anyway. And this is in almost like a style of how he would have made a movie, but the final cut anyways. And it's just like a weird, I just feel like maybe he just didn't have the time. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like, I don't know, like that. Yeah, like shit hit the fan too early in the DCU. It had to kind of work out in the first few movies. Things had to get rolling. People had to understand where where his expectations were potentially for directors and writers going forward for the next movies, and they don't, because there's never been one. No one has directed anything for his universe specifically yet. I mean, the Clayface movie might have been in the can before. Maybe that's possible. And they had a very strong vision, and it just happened. But it feels like maybe, again, Gillespie was like maybe wasn't quite sure because he's not done this before, and he's a good director, but he's making a huge film. Like, it's millions of dollars. It costed so much money. It's like huge sets, huge budget. So I wonder, like, that's my thing is like, is James Gunn just completely torn in so many directions that he tried to fix it, but then he lost sight of it himself because he's like, I'm trying to direct my movie here. I'm trying to get the Superman sequel out, which will already net more blockbuster like box office money anyway at the box office. So that's my one defense of this, is that I just don't understand. My non-defense, like my attack, my offense, is that I'm disappointed that he didn't see that the character was the issue, because I really think that that's the problem. Like, I think that those three things, pacing, villain, and music, sure, that's great. But again, Craig Gillespie's version did not score higher than the 70s. Same thing. So it's still bad, no matter what the final version was scored fairly high in the 70s, and so did Gillespie's version. So James Gunn's, and so I don't know. I will say this. I didn't care about the music choice. I thought that was fine. I don't know why. Why is that such a criticism? What was the big problem with it? I don't really.
I just feel like it doesn't fit. You know, like you just watch something and it's like the vibe doesn't fit. I think it's just one of those.
I was okay with it. That was the one thing that didn't really bother me too much. But yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No. Like, again, I'm still confident in where the DC universe is going to go, but I do worry. Like, you know, if this movie doesn't do well, Superman, I think, did well enough, but not. I don't think it lit the world on fire like a lot of people maybe expected it would. And I don't foresee like Superman, Man of Tomorrow being growth. I mean, it'll be growth compared to Supergirl likely, but is it going to be growth compared to the original Superman movie? And it's like when you are, you know, 2 movies in, one of them is a commercial and critical failure, for lack of a better term. How do you make others outside that aren't already invested get invested into this universe? So my worry is like, is this going to be a short-lived universe again? I hope that is not the case, but I can't help but have that little bit of worry, you know? So,
yeah, I'm worried too. Yeah, it's too bad. I just feel like you couldn't afford this, and I feel like maybe for one of your first films not directed by Gunn, I think you maybe pick somebody who's really passionate, who really is going for it exactly, that knows what he's doing, and you don't have to babysit. Because you have to babysit everyone as an executive in some way. Like, I imagine that there's so many fires that Kevin Feige has put out from the very beginning of the MCU onward. There's been constant test screening issues, or again, the idea of it plussing. I think that's why it became that. The idea of plussing, of changing it throughout the like changing the script on the fly throughout the process. I think that's because of like he realizes what works and what doesn't, and he's guided the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so well because of this aspect. But I'm sure there's been many directors that just didn't quite hit the mark, and you're like, well, we got to fix this. This costs $200 million, whatever, $150 million to make. Like, we got to do something to fix these problems. He's not going in and making his own cut. You know, it's a tough one. Like, you're going to go and you make your own cut while you're also directing another movie. It's like, no. That's never going to happen. But anyway.
And again, I empathize, but at the same time, like, this is the position you were put into that you took on. And it's like, you can't handle it, man.
Nobody can handle it. I'm saying nobody can. Name somebody who does. Nobody does. Nobody does this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, don't take him out. Please don't. Because he cares a lot about this universe. And I think Lanterns is going to be a killer. Because Chris Mundy, Damon Lindelof team, I think that team up is going to be really good. I think that if Supergirl came out in 2 years, it wouldn't be such a big deal. It's just at the beginning that's the issue.
Yeah.
But what did you want him to do though? That's my question. Like, he can't handle it, man. Like, what do you mean? Like, you want him to go in and redo the whole entire movie? You know how much that costs?
Probably a lot.
What do you do? If Craig Gillespie's version is cursed, how can you fix it meaningfully? Like, you don't. Like, you might have liked the version of it, but it's irrelevant because it's still scoring in the exact same 70s on the screen test.
What was less? Wasn't it like 60s?
Yeah,
it was less.
It's in the same ballpark though. It's like 60s to 70s, low 70s.
Okay. Yeah.
I think no. They said that one of his cuts had scored in the low 70s as well as the highest. The Craig Gillespie's version apparently, and then James Gunn was a little bit higher. His version, the Bake Off version, he was a little bit higher. I think that's what Boris Kit reported. So anyway, I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying, like, what do you do if it's not working and you've done multiple screen tests? You can't just keep spending more money. Are you saying you should write it off, not release it? Like, you just do what they did, because you kind of hinted at that earlier, like the Batgirl movie. Do you just like not
write it off?
That's not a good strategy. You still lose money. Like, did they
lose more money this way though?
I don't know. It's not been doing well. It's $115 million they made. I think they probably made back what they would have made in tax breaks. Certainly, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Imagine that tax break is crazy. Maybe I just don't know how tax breaks work, but that seems like a crazy tax break. I think it was more worth it to like release it than. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm no tax guy, so I wouldn't know.
It's just also a bad look if you shelve it. That's also a bad look. It looks bad. Like, what do you mean you're shelving 100? How much does this movie cost? Where's the budget on this guy? It's not said here. It's high. It's very high. They're not going to make the money back. I thought it was like 200 million or something. Anyway, yeah. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying it's very complicated. It would be easy to just say it's cut and dry, but I don't know who else could have come in and try to fix it. He tried to fix it. It just didn't work out. And eventually you have to release it. Eventually it just costs too much money. You release it because it's not viable anyway. So if you're not going to be able to fix it in any meaningful way, what are you going to do? The budget was 170 million US dollars. So it was a lot of money because they made 150 million, and the second and third week box offices have dropped off a cliff. Anyway. Yeah. I'm saying it's a big bomb. It's a tough one.
One of the biggest bombs of the year, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, you know what else bombed? I just read this recently. We can talk
Moana,
about this
the live-action Moana movie.
Right. And you said something. We were talking on the marathon. We were playing marathon on PlayStation, and you said something interesting. Like, you were reading all the reviews. You can just say it if you want. It's probably better.
I don't remember what I said, so you gotta.
You said you were reading all the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. There are a few. Oh, yeah. And the people were saying that the critics were saying that the problem with this movie is it was a shot-for-shot live-action version of the animated film. And I'm looking at that, and you said specifically, like, isn't that the point? And I'm like, yes, I completely agree. It's funny because I read Rotten Tomatoes as well, and I was like, why are you criticizing it for this? Isn't that what they were trying to do?
Yeah, and I think I also mentioned, I'm like, if you do a shot-for-shot remake of a movie that is great and that is highly reviewed, wouldn't that just make the remake, if it again is a shot-for-shot remake of a great movie, still great?
You would think, and yet the Rotten Tomatoes score is a 33%, so it doesn't make any logical sense. And I saw that as a blurb repeatedly, like what you what you described. It's a very strange scenario.
This is interesting because this is one of I don't think it's the first live action one to bomb. The Snow White Rachel Ziegler movie bombed, as far as I remember. That like big blowback with because of racism, I think, in a lot of ways. And I don't think it was particularly well reviewed either, to be fair, to give some credit to the racists.
Awesome. That's the thing with Supergirl, right? To give some credit to the sexists, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
The crazy thing, and I want to reiterate this because anyone who's just tuning into this episode of our podcast probably never listened to any of our other podcast episodes, right? So, like, Supergirl is really great because specifically of the actors chosen and how well Millie Alcock pulls off the role of Supergirl. She is really great. It's the saving grace of the film in many ways. The visuals are pretty good too, and like the quirkiness of it I like too. There's a lot I like. I lowered my score to 2.5 on Letterboxd out of 5, so I soured on it even after. I soured on it continuously thinking about it, but I still think Millie Alcock is amazing. But
yeah, she's awesome.
That's not what the fanboys, the DC fanboys online are saying. Whereas Moana doesn't have to deal with that issue. I guess.
I hope not, because I think isn't the actress like a kid?
Right. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm worried.
I don't want to look that up. Don't bother with this. But that's not why it wasn't doing well. I think it's that the reviews, it didn't do well. And then you know what I think? You know what happened? And I read this. Where did I read this? It was one of the articles One of them was like it failed because of a specific I wish I remembered just to give them credit, but they said something along the lines of the reason why it didn't do well is because it's too recent.
I was thinking the same thing. That was going to be my point.
That was when I read that, I'm like, that makes perfect sense to me. Why would you because you're remaking a movie. It's like, think about remakes in like video games. Like they just remade the Black Flag Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, and they fundamentally change it in so many ways, and it's reviewed very well because they did this. But if the Black Flag remake came out like 4 years after the original Black Flag came out, Black Flag came out in 2013. So this is a huge jump of time between now and 2013. But if Moana came out in what, 2015, 2016? It was
2016. So I think it's 10 years. But not only that, Moana 2 came out just a couple years ago.
That's also another thing. So recency.
So it's very close to it. Like even Snow White not doing well. Like Snow White came in what, the frickin' 40s, dude?
Yeah, but that's not the reason for that one.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I guess an example of one that did well, Beauty and the Beast, right? Beauty and the Beast. There wasn't like a Beauty and the Beast 3 or whatever that came out, like 2 years before that movie, which again, I think it did quite well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It is interesting, but again, Lilo and Stitch, that's about a 20-year gap, I think.
That's a lot.
And there was like Lilo and Stitch movies, and then there was the Lilo and Stitch TV series, still a longer than 10-year gap, but
right. But that's not. Yeah. I feel like that's just.
I think would Lilo and Stitch be the most recent apart from Moana? I think.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago. Like,
it still is a long time.
I think people had a hankering for Lilo and Stitch. There's a lot of nostalgia. I think you create live action remakes for nostalgia movies. Mm-hmm. Like you can't be nostalgic about something that came out less than 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of why I think that that's my guess as to why it wouldn't do well. Because even like The Lion King wasn't reviewed particularly well, but that made lots of money. Like
that made over $1 billion.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
$1 billion.
Billion. I don't know. And then there's like the negative hype on the internet about the hair, but I feel like people are like between The Rock Johnson's outfit. But you know what it is though? I think if you waited another 5 years and then did it, nobody would care about the hair. I just think like you're like, oh, this isn't like the thing I watched like 10 years ago that I remember distinctly and fondly. Like, don't make a remake for Encanto. You know what I mean? Like, it's unnecessary. Oh, yeah. Don't make a live action movie for that. Like, it doesn't make it. Or Coco. Aren't they doing a Coco live action?
That seems right.
I don't.
But they're coming out with Coco 2 soon, aren't they?
They're doing Coco 2. That's what it is. It's not a live action, I don't think. Not yet. But it's like, that's why I think maybe they should learn from this a little bit. I think you also want to leave things a little longer, potentially.
I think so.
A little bit.
Yeah. I don't think they should.
You just leave in general, like for sequels even. Like you just leave franchises a little bit longer dormant, and then they can do a little better once they hit the big screen eventually. I think that can help too. That might be a factor, but there's so many factors. There's like, it's hard to really nail down what causes these issues, I feel like. But anyway,
I would nail them all down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Good for you. Okay, the second of the trilogy of topical tidings, Adrian, because we got sidetracked from Moana. According to publication Variety, the Sega video game franchise Persona is being developed as a live-action TV series for streamer Netflix by director Sean Levy's production company 21 Laps, and the production company for the Sonic films, Story Kitchen. The Persona game series, with its 5 released entries thus far, typically follows high school students as they balance their everyday lives by day and battle supernatural monsters by night, utilizing their manifestations of their psyches, called Personas. The new series will be show run by Vision Quest and 12 Monkeys writer Christopher Monfett. You are a big Persona fan. You're a huge fan.
I do love my Persona, dude.
I don't know of it barely at all. I know of it through you, essentially. Yep. I'm curious, when you saw this news, like, what was your first reaction, I guess, to see, does it work in live action was my question right away. And I don't know the answer to it, honestly. We talked about this at like a Canada Day event that you were hosting. And I was like, I'm not sure. Like, it seems like a tough thing to crack, but honestly, a lot of these like video games to movie or film or to TV show adaptations can be tough. I think Elden Ring is tough. Like, good luck in some way, but Elden Ring is vague enough that it could work actually really well if you have a strong vision for it. But
I mean, I imagine One Piece is tough as well, but they're nailing it with that live action.
They are,
you know,
according to many. Yes.
Yeah, I when I read this, I was intrigued, right? So I'm a big Persona fan, but again, like there's different sects of Persona fans, right? I love Persona like 3, 4, and 5. Those are the ones I played. I never played the original 1 and 2. I played Persona 3 recently with the Reload, like the remake that they came out with.
Yeah.
Persona 4 Golden was my first Persona game. I played that on the PlayStation Vita. I beat it, but I didn't actually get the real ending, the true ending, which I found out years later that there's multiple endings in a Persona game. Because this was like pre me looking at guides or using anything. I just beat it. I'm like, oh, kind of an anticlimactic ending, but I really enjoyed this. I'm going to replay it fully once they remake it. The remake's coming out in February. And Persona 5 is one of my favorite video games of all time. Persona 5 Royal, specifically, which is like the updated version of it that they came out with a couple years later. I even have a Persona tattoo, Persona 5 tattoo. I have the Phantom Thieves logo on my right shoulder, which you apparently didn't know about. You came over to my house on Canada Day and you're like, you have a tattoo? And I said, yes, Simon, I have 2 tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I swear I've told you things. Sometimes I'm like, I don't have a good memory, but maybe you don't either. You know?
I don't
maybe
think you told me
either.
that. I distinctly don't think you told me that.
Okay.
That one specifically, I'm like, I don't think so.
I feel I must have. I must have maybe told you that. Probably, possibly.
Wasn't it recent as well?
I got it a couple years ago.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, that's really recent.
It's not that recent.
I don't know.
It's not that
recent.
Maybe
we're just not as close as you think. I don't know.
Oh, you're pulling one of those. You're pulling one of those.
Maybe that's what's happened. I don't know.
I feel like I talk to you and then you just don't listen to me. You stare into the void.
I don't think so. You just didn't tell me.
You're like this white bitch that I'm friends with. The fuck, nothing he says matters is what you say.
This white bitch. Why?
I don't know, man. But yeah, no, I found it interesting. So again, I'm familiar with the first 3, 4, and 5, those stories. And it's cool because there's a lot to pull from because each of them are quite distinct. So yeah, it always follows high school kids and there's always like a alternate dimension that they go through, but it's always slightly different. So, in the third game, it's like there's a thing called the midnight hour where at a certain point, clock strikes midnight and every person in, the city that they're in, they get like put into like coffins and only a certain number of people can actually explore this midnight hour realm and, summon their personas and like stop the big bad from doing stuff. Persona 4, there's a thing called the Midnight Channel where like at a certain hour in the middle of the night, a TV channel turns on and you can, see yourself in your TV. That's like an evil version and you fall into it. And then Persona 5 is like, you go into this separate reality where, you can see like the other, like certain people's, if they're bad people and they're hiding who they truly are, or if they're just awful people, that it creates what's called like a palace in a separate dimension. And then, the Phantom Thieves, which is a core group of characters, can go into this separate universe to change the heart of the person that works there. So they're all like quite distinctly different with, again, a Japanese high school backdrop. Right. So
I imagine this will be American high school backdrop.
Possibly, which again, it makes sense that they would do that if it's all going to be like American people working on it. And I don't think it necessarily, I mean, like it is, again, very Japanese. There's the Japanese quirks that go with it, but you can follow, a similar sort of premise in an American setting. There's nothing that is, specifically tying it down to the Japanese aesthetic, apart from, I guess, the underage kids being able to date like their teachers and stuff, which you can do, which is awesome. Yeah. But I think that the school element of Persona is kind of its backbone, and it adds like a lot of interesting parts. I saw you make that face. It took you a couple seconds to clue in what I said there.
You're like, yes, statutory rape. Yay. Like, what is going on here? Okay.
It's all perfectly legal in Japan, apparently.
Okay.
I don't know the law there. But again, yeah, you can date your teacher. You can date like a doctor lady. You can date an alcoholic reporter lady. This is in Persona 5 specifically that I'm referencing.
Yeah.
Anyways, not important. but again, it's always that sort of high school backdrop, and there's usually some like overarching mystery that's kind of going on. So I think you can play around with this a lot. Really, I think what the hardest part is going to be is like making it kind of interesting from a visual perspective of these kids going into another universe and then doing like fight scenes with random monsters. Because there's a lot of Persona monsters. It's kind of like a Pokemon game in a lot of ways, because you capture personas, you can add them to your party, you can fuse them. So it's like, how much of those elements do you actually want to bring into a show? There's like crazy looking monsters as well. There's literally like a huge, like it looks like a big penis in like a wheelbarrow monster thing.
Okay.
Like there's like a lot. It's R-rated, right? The stories in Persona are incredibly dark as well. Like, and some of the stuff that they do, like in Persona 3, to summon your persona, you have to literally shoot yourself in the head with a gun. And like when you shoot yourself, your persona gets summoned.
Jesus.
Yeah, like in Persona 4 is about like a serial killer in like this small town with like this bright and fun backdrop. Persona 5, the first like villain of the game is a teacher that's sexually molesting his students. And you got to like change this person's like personality by going in and make them, like admit their what they're doing. Like they don't shy away from these like tough and dark topics as well. So I think you can do a lot with this. I think there's a lot of potential here. It also makes sense that the production company behind the Sonic film, Story Kitchen, is involved, because Sonic is also owned by Sega, Persona being a Sega property. So there is that. Now, I don't know much about Christopher Monfett. I know 12 Monkeys is well regarded. Vision Quest isn't out yet. And he has a lot to do with that 9/11 show, right?
He's just a writer.
Okay, of 9/11?
He got a team of writers. He's just in the writer's room.
Yeah, okay.
He's not executive producer. Or
9/11.
He's not a showrunner for 911.
Okay.
911. The show 911.
Okay.
It's not called 911.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. 911.
There's 9 and there's dashes in between the ones, so it's meant to be read as 911 for sure.
Yeah,
I know you're trying here, but trying to make a specific joke, but there are dashes.
I'm trying to riff on some bits here.
But 911. Let me double check this showrunner. Let me make sure I'm not wrong. He's just in the writers' room. He's just a part of the writers' room for 911.
Okay.
911 on ABC is created by Timothy P. Minier, not Christopher Monfett.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a writer and producer on that.
Yeah, he's not even a co-creator. It's Ryan Murphy's actually co-creator of 911. I forgot about that. Brian Murphy and Brad Felchuk.
What the fuck has Ryan Murphy not done? Out of curiosity.
It's a lot of stuff he's done. It's interesting.
No disrespect.
I guess he's not done everything Shonda Rhimes has done.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. It's the two people that own television. I also know Christopher Monfett. He did Picard, which I'm not a Star Trek guy. It's my understanding that show wasn't good until it was good.
Yeah, that show is interesting because it is rated really highly by critics, right? As well. I think it's really remember. High. I think it's like a 90, isn't it? It's an 89%, but the 50% a popcorn meter. And then that's right. I think what happened was in the first season, I think my brother watched it because he was a big Star Trek fan way back in the day. And so I think he said that the first season wasn't good. And then after that, they just did some interesting fan service, and then it became like really excellent.
Yeah.
But the thing is season 1. Let me pull this up here because I think season 1's still well reviewed. It's an 86%. But for the critics score, season 3 there was a 97%. I feel like that's undoubtedly good. What's the popcorn meter on that? Very high, 88%. So people are loving that. But he's not he's not Christopher Monfett is also not the showrunner on this. I'm pretty certain. Let me pull up the cast and crew here and see if I can quickly find it in a swift fashion. Executive producer, it's Alex Kurtzman.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think he's he's not even listed here. So he's just a writer. He's just a writer on the show. I don't know what that really means. It's hard to know. You're right. It's hard to know what this gentleman will do, Monfett, because we haven't seen anything show running wise. Even 12 Monkeys, I think he was just a writer on that too.
Yeah.
So like Picard, showrunner.
The one thing that I will give Christopher Monfett points for, though, is that he was actually a former film and gaming journalist at IGN, and I think G4 before that. So he's undoubtedly a big gamer and a nerd. So he probably really likes this, persona and is going to adapt it to some way. My other follow-up curiosity is like, is it going to be an original story, or is it going to, follow along with one of the games? My hope is you do something original. Yeah. You could probably make this into an anthology series as well, where it's like each season is, maybe a different cast of characters. I'm thinking almost like Skins, but instead of Skins, it's Persona. And Skins is every 2 seasons, I guess. But, do like an anthology series kind of like that. That would be pretty neat. Right. But yeah, I'm curious. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it. But again, Persona is wacky. And, I love it as a franchise.
It's also incredibly stylized. I don't know if you got into that at all, but that's the takeaway from the outside looking in, from my perspective. Mm-hmm. I look at it and I'm like, the stylization is so interesting that I'm like, how are they going to represent that in a TV show? It's something that you said at that Canada Day party, you were saying, well, what about One Piece? But I don't really agree with that aspect, because I don't think One Piece is necessarily stylized. It's just an animated. Like, I'm saying, like, the menus are stylized in Persona. Like, they stylize everything. Like, even like the way the animations work and all that element, and like the fact that it's turn based, and there's elements like One Piece is a linear piece of TV too. So there's not really, you can kind of try to adapt it, and it can kind of go right off the rails just because it is an animated show. Anything going from anime to, I feel like going to anime to live action could like fall off a cliff. I think Cowboy Bebop is the closest thing I could maybe talk about in terms of stylization in comparison to Persona, in that there's like a lot of stylization in Cowboy Bebop, and that show didn't do well. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it could have been better. They just didn't nail it. So I think you can honestly, there's this idea that some things are not adaptable. There was this idea for years that Dune could not be adapted, right? It's not possible. You can't adapt this as a film. I looked at that. I read the book and I'm like, why? I could not understand what they were saying. And then I watched the movie by the first, like Dune Part 1 by Denis Villeneuve. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why would you ever think that anyway? I just don't really understand. It's like, at the time, maybe I understand the CG, the visual effects, like the technology may not have been there to actually nail it. But I think you could do it for everything. Maybe it's just, I don't know. It can be very tough. It'll be interesting. Like, in terms of the stylization, or even just broadly, do you think this will succeed? Like, what do you think? Like, do you think it will? What do you think? Like, what's your predictions? Are you confident in this situation? Because we don't really know about Monfett. I feel like that's not. Yeah, I'm looking here. Terry Matalas was the 12 Monkeys showrunner, and then Terry Matalas was brought on for Picard in the 2nd season. Yeah, and then he kind of turned the fates around for the show for the audience score. It looks like. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, everything has potential. Again, I don't know what this guy is. I love Persona. I think Persona has some great stories. I think it can be done well. I think there is a potential for it. You bring in a freaking bopping ass soundtrack. You bring in maybe an awesome, show opening. You show the credits really stylized. You have maybe scene transitions that are very stylized. So I think you could do something with it.
The soundtrack is a great point. That's a huge piece of Persona, as you would attest, obviously. But what are they going to do with that? Are they going to use Japanese songs, or are they going to go fully American? I think it will be an American high school.
That's what music, I believe it will be. The music is in English.
I get it, but there is a style to it that's not distinct. It doesn't feel like listening to the sound. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like the poppiness of it feels like Japanese pop versus American pop. Like, it's not Sabrina Carpenter. So
it's not Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know Japanese pop well enough to be like, this sounds like Japanese pop, but like it's every game has a different style, like a different musical style. Right. Like the third one is almost like hip hop focused in a lot of ways. There's like rap tracks a lot of the time.
But they made them for the game though, right?
The music?
Was it made for the game or no?
They were made for the game. Yeah.
Right. So that's not very common in a TV show. Do you think that will happen here? Because there's an element like that. They created these pop songs essentially for a game. That's kind of what they are, right? You would, again, know better than I. But they put the work into doing that. Would they do that here? Is Christopher Monfett is going to say, like, I'm going to hire like Japanese pop pop artist or like whatever the artist to make this in the style for my first season. Maybe it'll be an anthology series. Do you think that will be the case too? Different high school each time, similar to Persona?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you do think that would be anthology? Okay, sorry.
That's what I was saying. That is, I would hope that it would be more anthology focused,
okay,
almost like a Skins or something. Yeah,
I blanked it.
Okay.
Not like the tattoo. I knew the tattoo isn't.
You didn't know the tattoo was there.
I didn't know it was there. That I definitely didn't.
You
know
knew
it was
of
there.
it. You just didn't know it was there.
No. You're right. I did hear that anthology thing. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
But then you do a different soundtrack style each time too, though. In that vein,
you could.
But would you create original music? That's really weird, though. That is rare, isn't it? Doesn't happen that often. You see like a big song in a film that happens all the time, especially James Bond every single time. But like you don't original film like songs is very common, but you don't really get that much more than one or two. Like it's interesting to see like how many songs are in the average Persona film game that are fresh. Like a lot.
Like a lot.
They're all
like
fresh.
30, 40, 50.
It's crazy. And they're lyrical. Like I'm not saying they're not composed. They're not like a composition from Bear McCreary on God of War. They're literally fully fleshed out songs that you could listen to.
Some of them
would be like, where'd those come from? Oh, some of them are for sure soundtrack.
Yeah, not every single song has lyrics. Yeah. There is a lot of score, but then again, like there are like songs there. It's like bang, bang, and then like rap songs and stuff like. Right. Yeah. It's always like tied to a setting. Like, it's like there's the dorm room song that plays, or there's the, song in the shopping district or whatever else. But yeah.
All right.
Quick. Again, I think there's a lot of potential if you really, really focus in on the characters, building relationships, and then kind of more focus on the real world mystery that's going on, and then, cross into the other universe, and then don't make it kind of like hokey and weird looking. I don't know. There's a lot of potential. So that's where I'll end it.
Final verdict: glass half full, glass half empty.
Glass half full.
Yes, Adrian Positivity. I love it. All right,
Adrian Positivity. That's my name.
That's right.
It's a P at the end of my name. That's what it stands for.
Oh, didn't know that.
Adrian Positivity Pinter.
So it's your middle name?
No, it's my last name.
Anyway,
my last name is Positivity Pinner.
We're gonna dive now into the third of the trilogy of topical tidings, which is the Emmy nominations, which are now in. Adrian, they were announced last week, the Pitt leads the pack with 25 nominations, while Hacks and Widow's Bay round out the top three for a number of nominations. I will say this, which is really interesting: the Emmy Awards are being hosted by Mariska Hargitay, which I'm confused by. Like, she's a big star, okay? I get it. She's on Law & Order SVU. She's been on this show forever. It's awesome. It's cool. But she's not a comedian. And I just pulled up a list of all the hosts, and I didn't find one that's not a comedian for the last 10 years. At the very least, I can keep going back. Like, the last year was Nate Bargatze. The year before that, Eugene Levy and Dan Levy. Anthony Anderson the year before that. Kenan Thompson the year before that. Cedric the Entertainer. Wait, is Cedric the Entertainer a comedian? He is, right?
He's an entertainer, I think.
He sure is. He's a stand-up comic, 100%. Why am I even questioning that? Wasn't he on the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee? That was a stupid question by me. Jimmy Kimmel, Michael Che and Colin Jost, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Andy Samberg, Seth Meyers. We're on into the 2013 years. Neil Patrick Harris, Jimmy Kimmel, Jane Lynch, Jimmy Fallon. Okay, I can go on, but it's interesting. Mariska Hargitay, that's the first thing I'll point out. Is there anything else? Is there anything specific that stands out to you about the nominations, about the actual event? This 78th Emmy Awards ceremony is being like the Primetime Awards is airing on September 14th, 2026. So we've got some time before that airs, but is there anything that stands out to you for the list of snubs or nominees?
Yeah.
You're like, yay or no.
So there's a I'm going to start. You already touched on it. The Pitt is leading the pack.
Yeah.
Too many nominations for the Pitt, okay?
Overrated? Question mark?
Overrated to shit. I enjoy the Pitt. I was watching it. I've watched every episode. I'm up to date.
Yeah.
That's one of the most overrated fucking pieces of television of all time. I'm not joking. The audience score...
Not bad. You mean it's overrated, but definitely good.
Overrated.
It's just, it should have 25 nominations.
No. And honestly, Hacks is kind of the same thing. I love Hacks. I finished Hacks. I really enjoyed it. I think Hacks is one of the most overrated comedies of all time. Is it great? Is it really, really great? Yes. Is it leading the pack constantly and winning every single year that it's released? Great. God, no. Okay. I'm gonna draw the line in the sand. However, this is Hacks' final year. I feel like, let it go off with a bang. Even though it went off with a bang even though it wins almost every single year that it airs, which is, I just don't think that's totally fair. But again, I really like Hacks. I don't want to come off as negative, especially, I don't want to be one of them sexist folk,
Oh, I see.
I don't want to be them sexist folk because it's a woman-led TV show. I genuinely believe it's overrated. Although, again, phenomenal cast. Like, it's great. I really like Hacks.
Yeah,
you know what? Hacks deserves it this year. I'll give it that much.
I don't know about that.
The fifth season of the Hacks is actually the best season. The final season is the best.
You're saying they deserve best comedy. So these are the comedies. I feel like this is a stacked year. That's what I got from this particular list of Emmy nominations this year. For best comedy series, this is what they're up against. Hacks is up against The Bear, which will be season 4. So to be fair, actually, wait, would it be?
I don't know.
I gotta look that up because season 5 is really good, and The Bear did win to beat out Hacks previously. Right?
Right?
Or no, maybe it was Hacks aired the next year. Because what are they on? 3 or 4 seasons for Hacks?
Of The Bear? No, the Hacks. This is the 5th and final season that just aired.
So then they have to be. They were always going up against The Bear. So The Bear won for the second season, right?
Yeah.
Or was it the first season? I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Dude.
Too many things to look up. Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Margot's Got Money, Troubles on Apple TV, Nobody Wants This on Netflix, Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, Shrinking on Apple TV, Widow's Bay on Apple TV. Abbott Elementary was ABC. The Bear was FX and Hulu. But that's what they're going up against. What Hacks is going up against. I think Shrinking is amazing. And I think the ending of that is really incredible. Is Hacks the last season? Well, you didn't watch did you watch the last season of Hacks? You did.
You don't listen to me. I told you.
Say that?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry.
You're like, I listen to you. I listen to you all the time. I know everything you say. I remember everything you say. And then there's
I did not say I remember everything you say. I said I remember about the tattoo.
Oh my God.
I don't think you remember half the things I say.
What is it? Yeah, I don't, but at least I know myself.
A significant thing about a tattoo I would remember. I'm not going to remember. You just said this now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
you said
I did.
Yeah,
I did just.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, dude.
But
you didn't bring it up. You didn't bring up the last season, did you? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't remember you. Or
maybe
that's
I did.
Why if my memory's fuzzy. I didn't remember you talking about the last season. We might.
I was
have
watching it week to week. Maybe I never went back to it. Yeah,
maybe.
It doesn't matter. It was really good. I really liked it. Does it deserve to win in this list? Abbott Elementary, I kind of fell off after the second or third season. The Bear, I love The Bear. I'd probably put The Bear higher than Hacks. Margot's Got Money Troubles, didn't watch this. Nobody Wants This. The second season was fine. I don't think it really deserves to get nominated. Only Murders in the Building, didn't watch this. Shrinking is arguably the best comedy airing on television. And Widow's Bay, I didn't watch this, but I heard really good.
Very good. Yeah.
So I don't know if it necessarily deserves it. I find it interesting though. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But anyways, my point was the Pitt nominated for too many things. We went off on a tangent there because I was talking about overrated. Everything's overrated. That's the name of this episode. Everything's overrated. The Pitt is overrated. Just put the Pitt is overrated. Write that down on a pen and paper because it is. The Pitt is overrated as shit. Do I like the Pitt?
Good,
yes.
But good.
Yeah, but good. The Pitt is overrated, but good.
Just to be clear, I want to be clear about something. I just go back to this for a second, okay? I missed that you said the thing about Hacks and you watched season 5. I apologize. I do apologize. I should have listened to you there.
Oh my God.
I am trying to do multiple things. I am hosting the show. I am looking up things as I go. You don't really do that much, okay? I'm acting as producer. I'm looking things up. I wrote the show. Okay, give me a little bit cut me some slack a little bit. Just a tiny bit, but I do apologize. That was unacceptable that I missed what you said. Unacceptable.
I agree. It was unacceptable. I appreciate you acknowledging that. But anyways, the Pitt, come on, man. 3 nominations for Best Supporting Actor, 4 nominations for Best Supporting Actress. Like you're taking up like half the oxygen in these categories. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Do you guys watch other shows? Do you guys watch other shows? Not to disrespect these actors in the show. Were they great? Yes. Were they all really good? Yes. But come on. Come on. Knight of the Seven Kingdoms not getting any nominations for best supporting actor or anything. You're not nominating Daniel Ings for Sir Lionel Baratheon. He's not nominated for supporting actor.
Yeah,
You're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. It's like, come on. You know what I mean?
Maybe the show is called Come On.
Like,
is that what the title of the show is?
It could be.
We'll figure it out. Them fighting words, though, for sure.
But you're not doing that. I just find it. I don't know. It's just it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense for me.
Right?
It's like, have you not watched these other television series?
There's a lot of shows.
There's been so many shows, Simon, and I haven't even watched all of them.
I looked this up while I was listening to you.
It is for season 4? Okay, cool.
It is for season 4. But that was like kind of the worst rated season, so there's no chance to beat Hacks, which is good for next year because The Bear might win for season 5, which I think right now is on to a roaring start. It is all completely launched on Hulu right now, as of the time of this episode, and I guess at the time of when it initially aired. But what was it, 2 weeks ago? No, a week ago. Yeah, The Bear was since we
it was in a time frame within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
within the last couple of weeks. Yeah,
I just find it silly. Come on, come on. So yeah, I just found that a little bit odd. Now, apart from that, I'm really glad to see some of these shows getting some love.
Okay,
I'm very glad that A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was nominated. It's arguably some of the best. Some of the greatest, some of the best Game of Thrones. I'm watching House of the Dragon. I didn't bring that up as well. I'm watching that kind of week to week. And is it good? It's great. It's awesome. Season 3 is awesome. We're only 2 episodes in. I think there's 4 episodes out as of the time of this recording. So I'm not watching it week to week because my wife's just like not vibing with it as much.
Okay.
So, but I forget where I was going with it. Not important. None of the Seven Kingdoms amazing, and it's really good. Yeah. And it's just I just feel like it's not getting any love. Like I feel like you should have. I guess it's a much smaller group of nominees for lead actor in a drama series, but it would have been awesome to see like Dexter Solancel be nominated for best actor for Egg, or even best supporting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Maybe best supporting, nominating him for that. Because, come on. Come on. 3 guys from the Pit. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, dude. Like, it's just a little absurd. So there's a little bit of frustration. I feel like the people nominating all this stuff, that they're like, I don't know, where are you living? What are you doing? You just watching like 6 shows? You just watching the 6 main shows? You just watching the Pit? You just watching the Pit? Is the only limited series or anthology series that you watch DTF St. Louis? Is that all you watched? I don't know. Right. I never watched that show. Apparently it's good though. Apparently it's good.
Yeah, it is.
Jason Bateman, David Harbour.
It's true. That's what they say.
That's what they say. But it's like,
that's what they say.
I don't know, man. It just seems I feel like they're not spreading the love as much. I feel like they're not spreading the love here, and I feel like there's a lot of love to spread here. So,
there's one specific one that I feel like was snubbed in the best drama or best comedy series, because I don't know that I feel like could have landed in the comedy series bucket, but I feel like it should have been nominated for best in one of these categories, is Wonder Man. I think that it should have been nominated there. But Yahya Abdul-Mateen II did get nominated for, I think it was drama.
Yeah, lead actor in a comedy series.
It was comedy. They can classify it as comedy. Cool, yeah. I think that's a bit of a snub because honestly, it is really good. That is something that I really think that you should watch eventually. I think that you would really like it.
I might.
Is that me recommending that to you? Yes. Yes, it is. That's my next recommendation.
Man, you're pulling that card already?
It's too close. Okay. It's too close. Okay, I'll stop.
No, it's not too close, but it's like it's a show. That's a big commitment. That's a big commitment.
Big. I played a whole video game for you. But come on, fine.
Come on.
I bought one.
Well, you played a video game for me that was arguably like the best rated video game of the last however many years. You know what I mean? Everyone was like,
that was overrated as well.
11. Is it overrated? I agree with you.
That's definitely true. With you because of how many Game Awards it won. It is amazing, but the Game Awards was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually agree with you.
That's why.
I mean, come on.
It is really good though. It is really excellent.
It's great.
Arguably better than the Pit.
It's much better than The Pitt. I'm telling you that much. The Pitt is the most overrated shit, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Like, dude, come on.
For the, I may as well go through the drama because it's kind of fun. But best drama nominees are The Diplomat, The Gilded Age, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which you mentioned, Paradise, which I intend to watch 100%. It looks like a really good time, but it looks kind of almost a little crazy. Like the Rotten Tomatoes score is not that high, so it's like I feel like it's just a fun time. Everyone who's told me they've watched it, they was like, "Yeah, you should watch this." I've been recommended by at least 2 people, one in my family and one in my work, one of my colleagues. The Pitt obviously was nominated for Best Drama Series. Pluribus, that's one of the things I want to say as a standout. I was really happy about how many times Pluribus was nominated. Slow Horses is always good every time. It's really great. It never seems to win this category. That's because the Pitt's going to win it. And then Your Friends and Neighbors, also on Apple TV. Mm-hmm. Apple TV is killing it in both buckets. I think they may have the most. No, HBO Max is also killing it too
because of the Pitt.
Because of it, and Hacks, which is funny because they're both HBO as well. Yeah. There's a lot of HBO love over at the Emmys, the voting crowd. But yeah, Your Friends and Neighbors is really great as well. I think, what would I pick out of both of these drama series and comedy series if I was picking? I love The Bear season 4 personally. I think it's awesome. I think Shrinking is season 2, sorry, and it's really season 3. Wait, what is it? Is it season 2? It's always confusing with the Emmys.
We never know about time.
Here's what I'm picking, actually. Widow's Bay for comedy.
Really? Okay.
It's really good. It's really good, and it was kind of a surprise hit. Okay. It's really, really excellent. I really like it.
You should recommend that to me. I would watch that.
That's a TV show. Wonder Man's amazing. What's wrong with that? I know,
but I don't really want to watch Wonder Man.
Then watch Widow's Bay then. Fine. No, I'm not going to recommend. Let me take out, like, that's, you're right. The pressure can't be on.
Have I recommended anything to you since?
You have
no. Yeah, I'm not going to.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to right now. I'm going to hold off. You're right. I'm pulling the recommendation.
The plug.
I can do only one recommendation at a time. I'm going to pull it. You watched
Fleabag, right? You have watched Fleabag.
I almost watched Fleabag.
Okay, Fleabag. That's my recommendation to you.
I'm on the last episode
of the season.
So you're not really recommending it because I've been watching it.
You've been watching Fleabag?
I just stopped only recently because it's something I have to watch on my own. So I love the second season. I prefer the second season, actually.
Yeah, the second season's the best.
Yeah, I'm on the last episode, I think. I stopped at the finale somehow, and I just didn't go back to it. I got distracted. I didn't want to watch it on the plane. It was when I was in Canada. I didn't want to watch it there, so because I didn't want to watch it on the small screen, I think. So I watched Invincible instead. Just like animated, just like, I don't know why. Small. Either way, it would have worked.
Anyways.
But yeah, I am watching that. So if you're recommending it to me, sure. But I'm one episode.
No, I'm unrecommending that.
I should have just let you do it though, because then I'm like, look, see the evidence. I always watch the things that you recommend. You kind of already recommended it, to be fair. Before. But anyway, what am I doing? What am I saying? Do I have anything else before we move on to the things we're excited to? They're coming out.
No, you weren't going to say what you would choose. You didn't say what you were going to choose.
For the drama. Choose. The drama. Yeah. The drama category, because comedy I would pick Widow's Bay. I like that. It's a fun one. I think for drama series, let's give Slow Horses some love. It's so good. Every season it's good. And that's a comedy, honestly, more than The Bear. I gotta say, way more than The Bear. The Bear is barely ever funny.
Yeah.
There was a moment we laughed in the most recent episode that we watched. I think it was episode 5. And it was like, haha, that was a joke. It's like, it's such a weird thing you got to point out for watching The Bear in the comedy, when it's in the comedy category. It
is interesting. Like, I don't know, like I feel like The Bear is a comedy. Like, it's consistently funny. Like, I feel like I'm laughing quite a few times per episode. But it's not like joke. It's not punchlines. It's just,
that's okay.
It's just people doing shit where you're like, man, this guy's crazy. Like, it's, it's good.
The facts in particular. Yeah. They're always doing wacky shit. Yeah. Well, what would you pick then for those the best drama series? I'm gonna pick Slow Horses and Widow's Bay.
Drama series, I don't know. I probably gotta pick Pluribus because it's just so good. But right now, if I'm talking about my personal mood right now, I'd say Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Okay, it's just drama.
Based. Yeah, drama. For comedy, if I was gonna have to do one of these. You know what? Well, I'll just give it to Hacks because it's the final season.
Why?
Because it's the final season.
I changed my opinion, actually. I think that Shrinking for comedy is
Shrinking is my choice,
so
actually, first.
Good. And I just looked it up, and it literally is the third season. That's why
then Shrinking. Then I'm going to go back to Shrinking.
It is just so good. That last episode, I'm like, wow, you could just close it here. Do I want you to make another season? I don't know, because that was a really good way to end that show. That's a really, really good episode. Yeah. That whole season's good. Season 2, the end of season 2 is also incredible, actually. And that didn't win either because Hacks won. And I think that also doesn't make sense. That speech Harrison Ford gives in that party, and then the end of that, where they go to like the train station. I just love that scene. It's the whole sequence of the last. It's incredible. That show is really great. It's like they hit their stride from Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is also really great, but then they just brought Bill. It's Bill Lawrence, right? Bill Lawrence and team. Like, I feel like there's just Brett Goldstein. They just kill it with the writer's room. Yeah. And that's a great cast, great writer's room. It's just awesome. And it's so heartfelt and sad and beautiful. It's beautiful. Widow's Bay is a bit recency bias. I think they're going to really hit their stride with season 2. I do love it though. I don't recommend it to you. But I think it's excellent. I'm going to list off just a few snubs and things that I was interested in. I'll say, I said Yahya Abdul-Mateen II nominated for Wonder Man. That's awesome. I think like he was excellent. Yeah. So that's great. Pluribus got a lot of love. Love that. No Stranger Things love almost at all. It's actually it's interesting. Like it's one of the most popular shows ever in some way. And well, not ever, but certainly in the last year for being not being nominated. It's interesting. It's just, and then I wrote down it's a stacked year. And then one other thing, I said, interesting, Matthew Rhys was nominated for Best Actor in a Limited Series in Beast and Me on Netflix. Yeah. He was also nominated for Best Comedy in Widow's Bay, and I think it's well-deserved. I saw this, the crazy thing, the reason why I went off on Matthew Rhys being great a few weeks ago, or like a few episodes back, is because I saw a clip. I don't know if you've seen this clip on Netflix pop up as like the preview for Beast and Me. I don't use Netflix as much now, but he showed up in this. It's Clara Danes and him, and he's just so creepy in it. It's awesome. I'm like, I want to watch this show just because of the way this guy's acting. And that's why the Widow's Bay thing, he pulled me in for that too. And I'm just so happy I watched that show because this Widow's Bay is incredible. So I'm curious to see if he wins for either of these. The other one was nominated for both. The other two guys, the other two actors, I didn't notice, actually. I was going to write down if I noticed any actresses as well. I didn't think I did. That's why I didn't write it. But Jason Bateman and Nick Offerman also nominated twice for acting, which is cool in different categories. Like different things. So I thought that was neat. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have. Yeah. That's all I got. All right.
That's fair. The one thing I also want to point out, and I know Hannah Einbinder, she's won for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series multiple years as well. Yeah. She shouldn't be supporting actress. I'm telling you right now. She's the main character of Hacks. I feel like this is politics. This is internal HBO politics. I mean, come on.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And I just want to finish it with The Pitt got too many nominations. It's overrated.
Yeah, The Pitt is overrated. That's what I got written here. Like you told me to.
The Pitt is overrated. But good.
Yeah, it's good though. It's good though.
But good. The thing with The Pitt is they're not human beings. Even though there are these human moments, the way they talk, it's like nobody talks like that.
So the dialogue's not good. Okay.
I mean, sometimes, like, I don't know if it's good because they're just doing doctor stuff. They're like, doctor. They're doctor. You know, they're just saying
not like Gary. Not like Gary.
Not like Gary. They ain't saying the word retarded in The Pit, okay? You know, that's how you know it's human. It's
also in modern time. So it's in The Pit? It takes place in 2025 and 2026.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But people say that. You say it all the time. You literally
I do not say it.
You have that tattooed on your back. Actually, I saw your tattoo when you came over, dude. Crazy choice.
It just says that word. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, you had a perfect opportunity. I just set you up. I gave you a layup. I gave you an alley oop, and you just didn't smack it down.
Why?
You didn't slam dunk it. It just says the word. It says the word that starts with R. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all it says. Okay, that's fine. I gave you another alley oop. I threw it up. I threw the ball up. You just were like, I fumbled it. It hit you in the head. Like, you jumped in the air.
Okay, and then you also have your face tattooed under it.
There you go. See, that was not.
Bada boom, bada bing.
The punch wasn't.
Anyways, that was offensive. We shouldn't be joking about that.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Well, now onto a segment of our show that I like to call a look to the future. A portion of our podcast where each of us present at least 3 of our picks for the TV series or movies that look most interesting to us that are releasing between the dates of July 14th, Adrian, and July 27th, 2026. What are your picks, sir?
Okay, man. Honestly, I couldn't find too many things. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe it's Maybelline, but I couldn't find too many things.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, really. So I'll start with something that's coming out tomorrow from when this date airs,
Okay.
July 15th.
Yeah.
It is an Apple TV Plus original series called Lucky. I don't know if you're familiar with this one.
Yeah.
It's Anya Taylor-Joy. Is she even lucky or is she unlucky? We don't know. It seems like an action-packed romp. When I saw the trailer originally, I'm like, this seems like a movie. But it's not a movie, it's a series.
They do that every time. That was always that was the issue. They've kind of fixed that problem in Apple TV, but everything they ever showed, I used to joke with, like, in retail with the Apple rep, I'm like, is this a movie or is it a TV show? I would, like, play that game with them. Every time there was an advertisement for a specific thing on Apple TV, it's very unclear every time. Mm-hmm. Like there's a Samuel L. Jackson TV show, Ptolemy Gray. I can't remember. It was like the happenings of Ptolemy Gray or something.
No idea.
Was convinced that was a movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and it turned out to be a TV show. And I couldn't tell you that was the case. And that happened multiple times with their shows. They started to be more clear. They're like episodes airing every Wednesday or something like that eventually at the end of their trailers. But this is a TV show with Anya Taylor-Joy, and Timothy Olyphant is in it in a big way too, whom I really like in everything he's in. Anya Taylor-Joy is great in everything. And so is Timothy Olyphant, I find. All right. My pick is the most obvious one that I'm sure you just left for me. It's The Odyssey, Adrian. And The Odyssey comes out on July 17th, and it is incredibly exciting. It's coming out in a few short days. We are waiting to watch this movie when we go to see it in IMAX and 70mm IMAX.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there's 2 reasons. One, I'm doing like a family cottage getaway, and so that didn't work out. But also, we didn't buy tickets nearly early enough because the IMAX showings were very, very booked up. Even for the showing I booked, like in like the end of July, I tried to get the best seats I could. I hope people aren't upset with me because I tried.
How many of us are going? Is it me, you, your brother?
There are 6 of us going in total.
6.
Yeah, it's almost a family affair. I'm revealing this to you now. And my sister might not come for a specific reason, but we'll see. It's my sister and her husband, and then my brother, and then you, of course, and then my wife and myself, obviously. So 6 in total.
So this is a family affair. I'm 6th wheeling.
Kinda. My sister wasn't going to go, and I don't think my brother even knows she's going. I just asked her, and yeah, I'll explain to you after the show maybe why I didn't. I felt bad not to ask her in general, but also there's a reason why I asked her for a different reason.
It's okay. I don't mind. I'm being facetious. I'm so happy.
But no, I'm going to hang out with you. I'm not going to ignore you. Don't worry. You won't be alone.
I'm just going to stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you'll be seated in.
I'll be seated.
It's not
in
quite
the
corner. I didn't get the corner. Thank God. I booked seats that weren't that bad.
But
70mm IMAX, dude. It's exciting. You know what's interesting? So I booked this in the Mississauga Cineplex. There are 9 theaters throughout Canada that are playing 70mm IMAX for The Odyssey. The interesting thing is, I'm pretty sure the Scotiabank Theater in Toronto does play 70mm IMAX.
But they're not doing it for this one?
They're not doing it. Vaughan Colossus, where we could have gone to see Sinners, is doing it, which is cool. And Mississauga is doing it, but when we tried to go to see Sinners in 70mm IMAX, they didn't have the film. They just didn't do the film projection, and I thought they had gotten rid of their film projector, the 70mm film projector, for IMAX, because we saw Sinners in IMAX, but it was digital IMAX because we had no choice. Because Vaughan was the only place in the like vicinity that we could have gone to, and that it was completely booked up when you went to go look for tickets. You bought them, I think, for that one, right? I can't remember.
For
what?
It was
you. For Sinners.
Sinners? I don't remember.
It might have been you, it might have been me. But regardless of that, like Rathburn Road, like Mississauga Square 1, like IMAX didn't have the option, which I thought was interesting. Now it did. So we got 70mm IMAX. They got the film reels.
Nice.
It's exciting. 15.
And then we're gonna watch Spooderman the day before as well,
which is really crazy. Yeah, we got like a stacked week of movies there.
There's a bunch of people going to going to Spider-Man, dude. You know how many people?
Yeah?
You know how many people are going to Spider-Man?
How many? Should I guess? 7.
More.
Damn it. 7's such a good number. You screwed up.
9 of us.
Kick someone out. Kick 2 people out.
Okay, I'll kick 2 people out. I won't tell them. They're just gone.
You should have said me. That's, again, an opportunity.
Well, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be a bully.
You and your wife are out.
Yeah.
You like 7?
Yeah.
Get the F
out of here. You like 7 the movie? What's in the box, Simon? Oh my God. That's crazy.
If you're thinking about the theater as a box, not you, Simon, because we're going for 7.
You're out. Because you're done. You're out of here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's 9 of us. There's me.
That's pretty stacked, dude.
It's me. It's you. It's
you made
Dawn.
It sound like it wasn't that much. When you talk, you're like, oh, these guys aren't responding to me. I'm just going to buy tickets now.
Well, I did, and then I bought the 4 additional tickets after.
Oh, cool. Is the seats pretty good for AVX? Like, was it okay for seats?
Fine. They're fine.
Okay, but it was pretty stacked. I'm assuming this movie's going to be huge.
They're both huge. The Odyssey and Spider-Man. But no, it ain't bad because it's me and my wife, you and your wife, Ken.
Yeah.
And my pal Sinnett.
Yeah.
And then his wife.
Nice.
And then my pal Aaron.
Yeah.
And his then not his wife. He doesn't have a wife.
He's married to the job.
He's married to the job. He is married to the job. He's working in the mines.
What am I talking about?
And then my pal Joey. Or pal Joey.
Excellent. Okay.
So cool. 9.
Good stuff.
I can't remember. I think David works. Oh shit. I should no. David's doing a thing because originally there's going to be more.
David's a big Spider-Man guy.
He is Spider-Man.
He is actually, yeah.
He's a big Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he works at a comic book shop with Spider-Man there.
Yeah.
And he's the Spider-Man there. But anyways, he's doing some like early access screening that he's going with his brother. And he's like, oh yeah. Because I was like, oh, you guys want to go? And then he's like, oh, I'm actually going already. We already got tickets. I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh,
nice. For the invite. Thanks for the invite. Nice.
Yeah.
On our friend Sinnett's birthday month. Nice.
Oh, wow. They didn't invite Sinnett either. Or is Sinnett going to both and he didn't want to let you down?
No, I don't know. Maybe if he's fibbing, I'm killing him.
Killing him?
I'm killing my friend, dude. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're going the day after your birthday, aren't we?
A couple days. Oh no, it is the day after.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What are you doing revealing my birthday? No, it's a few days later.
I'm revealing everyone's birthday.
No, don't do that.
Everyone ever to exist.
No.
You want anonymity?
Well, a little bit,
nice.
But regardless of that, do you have...
Take it off. Cut this whole portion
I'm not cutting this. I'm not cutting this shit. I'm not doing extra work because you screwed up.
I didn't screw up.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do nothing.
Names and dates.
Come on.
I don't like
it.
Dude,
come on, dude. Come on.
Okay, you got another pick here?
Yeah,
bro?
July 24th. Nicholas Winding Refn's next film, Her Private Hell.
Yeah, I had that one too.
Starring Sophie Thatcher. Is it reviewed well? No, not particularly.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
It's kind of sad.
But whatever. It looks cool.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, what is it about? I don't know.
What is it about?
I don't know. I just told you.
Oh. Yeah. Right. That makes sense.
You never listen to me, dude. Gosh.
Right. Yeah. What should I pick?
Spit it out.
I don't know.
You have multiple? I only have 2 things left. I'm worried that you're going to pick the other ones.
All right. Wait, did you... How many picks did I pick?
You just did...
You started with Lucky, right?
Yeah, I started with Lucky. Then you did Odyssey. And then I did Her Private Hell.
Right.
Her Private Heck.
I got one. All right, Adrian. This one stars... one of the stars of a movie. We're doing the hints again. One of the stars of a movie that you thought initially was one of your favorite movies of all time. It is a show about golf.
The Hawk.
It's called The Hawk with Lonnie Hawkins, and it stars Will Ferrell.
William Ferrell.
It's on Netflix. This seems like it's in the style of like the Talladega Nights type movie from Will Ferrell previously, and it's a TV show though, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting though, because like Talladega Nights, that's Adam McKay. Adam McKay, Will Ferrell, not friends anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how deep that goes. Is that completely true, or is it just rumors?
I think that's true. Adam McKay talked about it.
What's interesting about this too, so there's the other golf comedy called The Stick, or just Stick, sorry, and it stars Owen Wilson. Yeah. And this stars Luke Wilson, his brother. I thought that was interesting. Oh. They're both in a comedy TV show about golf. I just thought that was interesting. I'm more interested in Stick a little bit just because I feel like the outrageous Will Ferrell comedy, I'm wondering how that will do in a TV show format. But I feel like if you still like those types of shows, like you, Adrian, I wonder if you will like this. Are you going to watch
the TV series You with Penn Badgley?
No. You love those films forever. Like Step Brothers is like,
I love Step Brothers. I love those films forever, dude. I love those films forever.
Yeah, Anchorman.
Yeah, I love that film forever as well.
Right. Okay.
I love that film forever. Just like the next movie on my list, Heartstopper Forever, coming out July 17th. That's the last movie on my list. I'm not even really excited about this. I never watched it. I think this is about like two dudes that love each other.
Okay.
It's a film franchise. I don't know where it is in the film franchise list. But anyways.
Right.
That's it. I'm done. What do you got?
I got to be honest with you. I didn't prepare as well as I should have. I got lots of options though.
That's embarrassing.
I'm looking at them. I'm like, all right. The one I'm going to pick though is another Apple TV show, dude. And this, I just think they're on a roll. Am I wrong? Am I biased just because dude, here, I was thinking about this recently. Okay. I'm going to try to make this quick, this theory. Netflix has got to split up, and I think they're going to eventually, their streaming service into segments, and people are going to pick it a la carte, which is really funny and ironic because that's what streaming services were to begin with compared to cable. You'd buy cable and you get all the shit you never wanted. And that's kind of what's going to happen, I think, with Netflix. Netflix has become so bloated. It's got live sports sometimes. It's got, for some reason, Jake Paul fighting some guy. It's got wrestling, like WWE. It's got a ridiculous amount of reality TV shows. There's one with furries that I can't understand. There's so much on there. And then there's the shows that I watch, which is the comedies and dramas, etc. Yeah. And the movies that I watched, like the Catherine Bigelow, what was that? The movie about DEF CON, the nuclear thing. What was it called? Do you remember that? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. No idea. You know what I'm talking about.
Did I watch it?
No, you didn't see it. It's about like a nuclear, like what happens if
I remember you talking about that. It's where she's like, oh my God, nuclear.
Yeah. It stars Rebecca Ferguson, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. It
does. It stars Rebecca Ferguson. And Idris Elba. Okay, but anyways, so my point is Apple TV is not doing that. And I'm really appreciating how they curate their content. They put money into a very specific avenue of very, 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 very high quality content. That's why I love Apple TV so much. And I don't know, I wish Netflix was that again, but Netflix was kind of never like that because they always licensed content. They always were bloated in some way in that aspect. But when they started getting into original content, they stopped licensing as much. And I just think that they're licensing so much. Dude, how much am I subsidizing the video games on Netflix? Why am I paying for this? It's $26 a month, and I'm never going to play a single video game on Netflix. No offense.
You're not going to play. You're not going to play the hit game that they came out with the other day, whatever it's called that I played.
No, with Troy Baker in it. No.
Yeah,
I'm not playing it.
Was Zoe Kravitz in it? Was Sadie Sink in it?
Yeah, I should have led with those names because they literally are I'm in a film TV podcast. Yeah.
Well, Troy Baker, best known for his role in the Last of Us TV series.
Yeah.
As the one guy.
Yeah. As the one guy. But do you see my point though?
I do.
I feel like the ones that curate the content the best are the best streaming services at the moment. Like Amazon Prime is a very good value, so therefore they are pretty good, but they are way bloated because they've got every streaming service within themselves, which is just stupid. You just got to make something really high quality like Apple's doing. Apple's not going to veering off this though, because they do have the soccer, the American Soccer League in there. I can't remember the name of the acronym, but they've got the American Soccer League in there, which I'm not a big fan of because I don't want to pay for that. I rather ASL.
No.
American Sign
Soccer
Language?
League. American
Is that
Soccer
what it
League.
is? There isn't. It's like that. It's like oh my God, why do we always do this?
Do what?
I'm a fan of facts. So whenever we say something wrong, I feel bad and I have to look it up. It's a problem. I have a disease.
Well, that's the best part about me is I don't.
MLS. Is that what you said? No, it isn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said MLS.
That is not what you said.
No, I said MLS. No, it isn't.
Major League Soccer. But anyway, the pick, I stalled. Did I stall long enough? because I just found it. No, I'm kidding. I had it already.
What are we talking about?
Adrian, The Dink is the show I'm picking here. The other thing I'm interested in that's airing. The Dink. You know about this?
No.
You don't know about this?
Isn't that the movie?
No, it's
The Dink. That's a
is
movie.
It a movie? Oh,
that's
it
the
is
Apple
a movie.
TV Plus
I'm so
movie.
sorry. It is a movie. Yeah, it is.
Also Apple TV Plus. That's July 24th. I know about this one.
Jake
This
Johnson.
is Nick Johnson, and he's doing pickleball.
Jake Johnson.
I said Jake Johnson. That's what I said.
You said Nick.
Nick is his character from New Girl. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, looks good.
Nick from
and
New
Harris
Girl.
is in it. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alrighty. On to the next thing.
Is
We're
that it?
done.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Sorry. I'm going to pull up my document. Okay, Adrian, now on to the segment of our show called The Trailer. The final segment of our show where we each present our favorite trailer of the week. We pick one. There's one I have in mind. I feel like you did not pick this one. This will be interesting. If you pick this, I'll be impressed, but also fascinated.
You tell me what it is, and then I'll tell you if I picked it.
No, pick yours first.
No, go first.
As customary, you go first. No.
It's not customary. There's no customs. We're not at the border between Canada and America, okay? We're not flying in.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I don't even know anymore.
The trailer. What's your pick?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to actually pick something that launched like within the last few hours, actually, just before you and I sat down. What?
Yeah. I know what it is.
Is it? Do you know?
Wait, last few hours?
Yeah, like just before we started recording it.
I think I know what it is. Should I guess before you do it?
Sure.
Is it the Digger trailer?
No, it's not the Digger trailer.
Okay.
Digger.
Yes. No, I get
D.
it. Yeah, no. I know. That was good though. Did you watch it?
No.
Okay, it's good. It's really cool.
I was too busy watching the what?
It's a full-length trailer.
I was gonna watch it.
Chameleoned out. It's cool.
He looks like Com Trues. Sorry, I don't know. I'm just trying to riff here.
I'm just trying
to riff.
Just go where your mind was at with that joke.
I was going to talk about the Crystal Lake trailer. The Crystal Lake trailer. It's the prequel to.
I didn't see this.
It's Friday the 13th. Jason Voorhees, but it's about his mom. And it's Linda Cardellini.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's Linda Cardellini as Jason Voorhees' mom.
Oh,
at the camp.
Okay.
Camp Crystal Lake, and her killing people and stuff. So it's kind of the setup for the Friday the 13th. I think this was A24 like produced this show, and it's going to be releasing on Peacock in the States. So I don't know where in Canada, but I'm intrigued about this. I'm not a big like Jason fan, but that was like when I think he was at the height when I was like too young, and I didn't really appreciate slasher movies and horror as much back then. And now that I'm like kind of into slashers, I'm into horror. I'm down for something like this. So I'm intrigued. I'm quite intrigued for this.
Okay. Sounds good.
What did you think I was going to choose?
I just said it.
Sorry. What did you think that you would be impressed if you choose that I chose?
Oh, the movie. So this is a trailer for a film that I was like, whoa, this looks awesome. I'm wondering if you saw this trailer actually. But it's a trailer for the movie Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother. Did you see this trailer?
No.
It's directed by Bassam Tariq, and it stars Mahershala Ali, and the trailer is badass. And this is one of the things that I've said many times now on this show, on this on our podcast, is that this segment of the show is not about necessarily what is a good movie, but is about what is a good trailer. What is a good composed, well-edited trailer that is just really excellent. I think this movie will be very good. I do think that. But it's interesting because Bassam Tariq was the director of Blade, and Mahershala Ali is in this film.
Oh.
So I'm like, did they kind of take and transpose some of the ideas they had for the Blade film that they never got to use and then make a film? I don't know if that's true, but maybe those guys just liked working with each other, and that's the reason why they've made a film here. But it is an action movie where he does use a blade. So I think that's funny. But other than that, the trailer itself, the sound in the trailer, like the way that the narration happens in the trailer with the combination of the sequences and the way it's edited, I think it's just really great. It's excellent. It's
I'll
truly
give it a look. I opened the IGN movie trailers YouTube thing. I'm gonna watch the trailer. Not right now, but the top comment is, "We got Muslim John Wick before GTA 6. Alhamdulillah."
Okay. I love how I said Jesus is the word I used.
Yeah.
It's not Jesus, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not related. Actually, kind of related. Actually, kind of related, to be honest. Okay. Well,
be honest.
That's it. What?
I like that you ended that with like, be honest. Like you're telling me. You're just telling the crowd. You're telling the audience to be honest.
To be honest.
It is related.
Yeah. I'm telling them. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know unless I told them.
Yeah.
Okay. I got
Inshallah,
some.
dude.
I'm just gonna like list off some trailers. Actually, you list off trailers because you always get mad at me when I do it first. You don't have any?
I don't have any. I have some, but I didn't write them down.
The Dune Part 3 trailer is genuinely awesome. It is actually, I'm like tremendously interested. Oh, this was one of the things I completely forgot about the Emmys. One of the things I was thinking about for the Emmys this year is that Zendaya was nominated for Euphoria. Zendaya is having a heck of a year. This year is stacked for her, like really stacked. It's crazy. She's in The Odyssey, which is coming out in a few short weeks, or a few short days, I should say. And then a few short weeks later, we're getting her in Spider-Man, which is going to be one of the biggest movies of the year in gross, for sure. And box office.
Tom Holland's in both of those as well, yeah.
He is, but then he's not in Euphoria. And then we've also got, where am I missing? There was one more big thing. Oh, she's in Dune.
Dune
and
3.
that's just like, it's crazy.
3.
And she seems to have a really important part in Dune Part 3. So it's really exciting. I'm just curious to see. I didn't read Dune Messiah. I intended
She's
to
in
do that
Odyssey?
before.
Why did I not remember her being in Odyssey?
She's in Odyssey, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Odyssey.
I believe you.
Yeah, she's in it. She's the other
I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I did know and I just forgot about it. She is in it.
Yeah, she's in it for sure. 100%.
There's cool, a lot of actors in that movie.
Tom Holland and Zendaya are in like both the biggest summer movies, basically. The two biggest summer movies. It's really cool.
And we got Let Me Tell You Something. But she's having a heck of a year. In that movie as well.
What?
Let Me Tell You Something's in this movie as well.
In which movie?
The Odyssey.
What's the Let Me Tell You Something?
It's the line, "Let me tell you something," and John Bernthal's going to say it.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Is that a line that he always says, or did you see that in the teaser initially?
Yeah, of course. He says it all the time. He's like, "Let me tell you something." I love John Bernthal, like straight up. I'm a huge fan of John Bernthal. I don't know if you saw online, because back in the day, John Bernthal was talking a lot of shit about people that take naps or whatever, and then there's the big like joke controversy where like people being like, "How dare you talk about people that take naps that way?" And then Ebon Moss-Baccarin, he took a picture of
Baccarin.
That's what I said. You
said Baccarin.
Okay, whatever. Who cares, man?
I'm helping you out. I'm not dissing you.
You're just being a bully. You're
really not.
I have a speech impediment, dude. You're making fun of my speech impediment. I say things wrong.
Okay.
I say words wrong sometimes.
All right.
And he took a picture of John Bernthal napping.
Yeah.
And he like pushed it online, like, "Look who's not napping," or whatever.
Oh, I see.
Good stuff.
Gotcha.
They seem to have a good friendship.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Did it start with the Punisher? That must have been where it started, right? Did they meet
Maybe.
there? Or was it before that? It's, you know what's crazy cool as well?
No.
This is insane. I just realized this too. John Bernthal's in The Odyssey, and so is Tom Holland, and John Bernthal's in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They're the biggest movies of the year. They got these like three. I didn't realize this, but my point I was going to make was John Bernthal and Tom Holland, they helped each other audition for The Punisher for John Bernthal and Spider-Man for Tom Holland. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
They knew each other long ago before they even got either of their roles. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
That's the case. And now they're kind of, it's a weird, I don't know what the mentorship role is going to be like, but I'm sure there's some kind of like strange brotherly love mentorship type situation with in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But that movie's going to be so, I mean, it could be bad, but it looks like it's going to be so good based on the trailer. So I'm very excited.
Nice.
Did they show one of the characters from Daredevil in that movie in the trailer? Did you watch the latest trailer for Spider-Man?
Yeah, but I don't remember it.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at that and I'll get back on that later, because I think there was something like a big hint that I didn't even notice until recently, because I watched the hand.
I know the hand's in there.
The hand, no, I'm talking about the Punisher recent season. Like there's a main character from the City Hall crowd. I thought I saw her and I'm like, is that her? maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely. I was watching the trailer.
Not Punisher in Daredevil. The last scene in Daredevil, the City Hall piece. Is that what you're referring to?
No. I'm saying that in the trailer for Spider-Man, there's a character that's carried over from the recent Daredevil Born Again season.
Okay,
I think there is, but I'll have to get through that. I'll watch it again. Anyway, cool. Anything else you want to say to the audience before we wrap this up? Because we're done the last segment of our show called the trailer. Anything else you want to say before I close out the show?
Pitt's overrated.
The Pitt's overrated. Yeah, sure. All right.
Come on.
Sounds good.
Come on.
Thank you for listening, audience, to episode 140 of Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. My name is Simon Eady, and it has been a pleasure to host you, alongside my persona-loving co-host, Adrian Penter. Please join us on July 28th for episode 141. Good evening to you, and good luck.
Take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.